Kung ikaw ay kumagapang, humahakbang, tumatakbo. Ako na may lumalangoy, tumatalon lumulukso. Tulad mo, tahanan ko rin ang daigdig. Ang bubong ko ay langit, kalupaan ang sahig, punot buntok ang haligi. Sa sapa, gubat at sa ilog lumalagi. Kaibigan, pansin ko mayroong pagbabago sa klima. Ang ilog ay umiinit, natutuyo ang sapa. At kung bumuhos ang ulan, talaga namang sobra-sobra. Kaya naglalaho, nawawala, butetet batang palaka. Kaibigan, balita ko, mayroon ka raw magagawa para ang palakang tulad ko hindi tuloy mawawala. Sa pagbabago ng klima, ang tao ay may hakbang. Ang tanong sa iyo ni Kokoy, ano naman ang iyong lundag?
Ano nga ba ang iyong lundag? At this point, we will be presenting our climate change ambassadors.
Climate change may be causing us a lot of tears and miseries. A lot of destruction and losses. But it also brings hope and opportunities, and turns something ugly into a thing of beauty. Speaking of beauty, the Climate Change Commission is proud to present to you its young, intelligent, beautiful, and handsome ambassadors of goodwill, who brings inspiration and encouragement to the public to participate in the government's efforts to stop climate change. First, we have a popular TV host and personality. She is a homegrown talent of Kapamilya Station, where she is currently a co-host of a morning show. Bianca Gonzalez is also a model, a columnist, an editor, and a human rights advocate. In 2006, she was cited by People Asia as among the most influential personalities of the year. And in 2010, she was appointed by UNICEF Philippines as child rights supporter.
Experts say that climate change is a complex issue. They say that climate change is not just the problem of one country, but the whole world. That it does not distinguish between young or old, rich or poor, male or female. But even if it all seems so overwhelming, we as individuals can still contribute in the global effort to stop climate change. As individuals, we can make a difference. Start small. Start in your own home. Plan and see this plan work.
Like our first ambassador, she is also brains and beauty, and full of compassion for people. Mayor Pai Alvarez earned a degree in International Business Administration, with a concentration in Environmental Technology and Global Marketing from Babson College in Boston. After graduating, she worked in one of the prestigious companies in the U.S. But, despite the wonderful opportunities and good life lying on her path, she chose to return to her native country, and devote her energy and intelligence to help her town, San Vicente, rise from the deep slumber of poverty. Because of her dedication, and remarkable achievements and vision in social developments, she also represents our country in various multi-stakeholder communities, at the World Economic Forum.
Climate change is wreaking havoc worldwide. The Philippines is one of the most highly vulnerable to these adverse impacts of climate change. During rainy seasons, the country suffers the impact of strong winds and heavy rainfall brought about by typhoons, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Our dry seasons are hotter, killing crops and drying up our sources of water. But climate change is not all about misery. It also brings hope and opportunities. Let's plan and act. Let's plan for a community that is rich, safe, and sustainable, and act for the welfare of everyone.
Our next ambassador founded a movement called Save Philippine Seas, which protects our rich marine resources. Anna Apasa identifies herself as the movement's chief mermaid. She is part of the British Council's Global Changemakers, and serves as the vice curator of the World Economic Forum's Global Shapers, Manila Hub. In June 2011, Yahoo! Southeast Asia hailed her as one of the 7 inspiring modern-day Filipino heroes, for her courageous efforts in environmental conservation. And on March 22, 2012, she received the Future for Nature Award, in the Kingdom of the Netherlands. She is the first Filipino, and youngest recipient of this prestigious award.
The sea is home to a wide range of aquatic life. It comes in all shapes and sizes, of colors attractive and bright. Certainly a source of awe and delight. Most importantly, it provides us the food we eat and jobs in agriculture and tourism that contribute to our economy. Unfortunately, climate change is threatening our seas and the wonderful creatures that live in it. Corals that provide shelter and food to fish are dying as a result of rising sea temperature. Add to this the destructive practices of harvesting the sea's bounty, and we have a resource that is slowly dying. But all is not lost if we put our act together. Let's join in the global effort to stop climate change. Let's plan and act. Let's plan actions that will help rid the atmosphere of poisonous greenhouse gases, the cause of global warming that trigger climate change, and put this plan into action. I plan, I act.
Mixfilia Fuerte is the youngest governor in Philippine history. He is educated from the University of San Diego in California. Equipped with fresh and innovative ideas, this young leader has a lot to offer, in uplifting communities, and inspiring the youth to partake in the movement of stopping climate change.
Times are changing and we need to prepare. Natural and weather-induced emergencies must be a priority because of climate change. For instance, places that were once considered safe are now feeling the brunt of typhoon and hurricane-like winds. Our weather has really fouled up that even habagat can cause typhoon-like floods. As Pag-asa warned, our weather will become wetter during the rainy season and hotter during the summer months. And because of this, we need to take extraordinary precautions in order to meet the extraordinary threats caused by climate change. We need to adjust our preparations and consider worst-case scenarios to ensure that our capabilities can withstand anything that nature can throw at us. We need to plan and we need to act. As Governor of Camarines Sur, a province that is yearly ravaged by typhoons, I plan, I act.
So now please help us welcome one of the most respectable TV personalities and highly recognized host and role model for this generation, our celebrity ambassadress, Miss Bianca Gonzalez.
Hi everyone. Okay pa kayo? Yeah, thank you for that nice VTR. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So, hi everyone. Pwede ka bang brighten yung buong... Yeah. Ay, sila naman yung nabulag. No, parang I want to see lang everyone's faces. So, hi. Hi. Oo, buong umaga na kayo nandito. So, the four of us, sadly, si Ana Oposa, the third beautiful lady you saw sa VTR, sadly, she is not here to join us. Sayang talaga. But you'll hear me, Mayor Pai, and Governor Mig speak to you. So, itatry namin yung very best namin to make it interesting for you guys. At hindi yung, kasi di ba nakakatakot? So yeah, we'll try our very best to make it interesting and light and hopeful para sa inyong lahat. I will just wait for my clicker. Ay, saan po ako mag-click? Kahit saan? Dito? Okay. Okay, yeah. So, to be honest, when I met with the Climate Change Commission with Secretary Lucille, ang main advocacy ko ever since talaga, education. So, syempre nandiyan yung environment, you know, we all care for the environment, di ba? Especially everyone in this room, I'm sure kahit papano you do, kaya nga kayo nandito, di ba? Pero it wasn't so much a passion of mine until I met sina Secretary Lucille and na-figure out namin na magkasama yun eh. Education, environment, kahit papano health, magkaka-connect lahat yan. So even if you say na hindi mo talaga siya masyadong advocacy, masyadong interest, kailangan involved kayo. So, bilang hindi naman hardcore environmentalist, naghanap ako ng way na parang, paano ko naman i-share yung message na for what we all can do to save the environment. Kasi di naman ako yung hardcore na like mayor, governor, or si Ana talagang have been doing environmental work for years. Ako talaga bago pa lang. Yun pala, ang na-realize ko, it's in the smallest things talaga. Ilang tao nandito? 800? 900? 1,000. Okay, so 1,000 tayo dito. And I will show you 10 things na para sa akin kung lahat tayong 1,000 dito, gagawin natin to, ang laking impact nun. Usually kasi yung tanong, isang tao lang ako, ano ba nang magagawa ko to stop future Yolandas from happening, di ba? Parang ang daunting, parang isang estudyante. How old are you? Ikaw. 15. I'm just a 15-year-old girl from, ano school mo, girl? La Consolacion. 15 years old lang ako from La Consolacion. Ano bang magagawa ko to help stop climate change? Di ba parang ang big deal? Parang, me? May ganong factor. Pero, to be honest, and this is a favorite quote from Angelina Jolie. So, siya talaga nagsabi ito. Sabi niya, if we all do a little, we can do a lot. So, itong papakita ko sa inyo, imagine kung times 1,000, ang laking bagay na nun. Okay. So, these are simple things I try to do. Hindi po ako self-proclaimed environmentalist. I in no way will say na talagang super hardcore environmentalist ako kasi ang dami ko pang hindi alam. Siguro, madami sa inyo mas may alam pa sa akin. Pero with these little things, na sana ma-share ninyo to other classmates na wala dito, to your cousins, siblings. Yan. The first is, ay nako, ayan na. Ayan, okay. The first tip I would like to share is to try to use less plastic talaga. Ang laking bagay nun, kunyari pupunta kayong mini-stop, 7-Eleven, yung tipong dalawang bagay lang yung bibilhin nyo, huwag na kayong mag-plastic, lagay nyo lang sa bag nyo, sa pocket, di ba? Or very important, if you will go to the supermarket, kunyari sasamahan nyo yung mommy nyo, mag-grocery, mag-supermarket, mamalengke, magdala please ng sarili ninyong eco bag o bayong. Usually naman ngayon, kapag nag-shopping kayo, either
free yung eco bag or mga 15 pesos, may eco bag. Yung mga Greeneration na eco bag nyo ngayon, gamitin nyo na yan. Okay? Pwede ba yung gawin yon? Pwede? Di ba madali lang? Oh, madali lang yan. Mga as much as possible, if you can use less plastic, please do. Okay, next. Ay, isa pa to. Lahat kayo estudyante, so ito, very, very, very relevant sa inyo. As much as possible, gamitin ang likod ng mga papel, huwag basta-basta magtapon. Yung parang magsusulat ka pa lang dun sa intermediate pad, name mo. Ay, mali na spelling, itatapon mo. Ay, sayang yon. Please, huwag niyong gagawin yon. Oo. As much as possible, please try to use less paper. At saka kapag, kunyari, we have faculty members here, ano? Kunyari, mag-give out sila ng handouts na may print out na yung likod. Huwag niyo sabihin, ay, cheap my school, hindi bagong paper. Hindi. Way naman yun to save the environment, di ba? If you have handouts to give sa lahat ng mga faculty members dito, don't be afraid to use yung meron ng mga sulat sa likod. Di ba? Kasi as much as possible talaga, if we can all use less paper, big deal yon. Isa ko pang tip sa students, ito I used to do this as a student, dahil lang ayoko ng mabigat na bag. Pero sa totoo, ang galing din yung way to use less paper. Sa isang notebook, ganyan kakapal, di ba? Di ba hindi naman yun nauubos in 1 year? So in 1 year, kunyari may isa kayong notebook, lagyan nyo ng divider. Math, Science, English. O, tatlo yon in 1 notebook. So, tipid na yon kaagad. Hindi nyo na kailangan bumili ng 9 notebooks. Ilan na lang? Magaling kayo sa science, hindi sa math, no? Hindi, joke lang. 3 na lang yon. Oo. So, if you can find any little way to use less paper, kaya ba yon? O, kaya. O, 2 checks na kayo. Okay. Ay, ito, bongga to. I actually don't know any other country in the world na gumagamit ng tabo. Meron ba? Oo, pero tabo, isang proudly Pinoy product, very, very wais. Alam ko minsan masarap mag-shower dahil syempre pagod ka after a long day, ganyan, or sa morning, di ba? Sarap-sarap mag-shower. Pero, sa totoo lang, mas maraming water yung masasave nyo kapag gumamit ng tabo. Oo. Ang item na to really says use a tabo, pero in general, it means conserve water. Napakalaking bagay nun. Sino dito yung kapag nagtutoothbrush, hindi nagpapatay ng tubig? Aminin. Ay, ayun. Yan. Kayo, naku, kukurutin ko kayo. Hindi, joke lang. Oo, kapag nag-toothbrush, di ba, babasain mo yung toothbrush mo with toothpaste. Toothbrush. Patayin mo naman yung tubig. Hindi naman masyadong effort yon. Konting ganun lang yun, no? Oh, kaya ba yun? O, try nyo. Kayong mga hindi nagpapatay ng tubig. O, kunyari toothbrush. Okay, tapos patay ng tubig. Oh, kayang-kaya mo naman pala eh. Bongga. Oo. So, as much as possible, don't keep the water running so much. Kasi, we all have to conserve water. And though tabo is just one way, marami pa na mga ibang ways. O, di ba? Thank you to Kester for my presentation with moving bubbles. Ang laking tulong and in every little things. Like for example, yung mga ginamit pang laba na unang rinse, pwede pang flush ng toilet, etc., etc. Napakaraming ways for you to conserve water. Kaya ba yon? Ay, kaya. 3 check na yan. Okay, 4. Ito, naku, napaka-importante. Lagi ako pinapagalitan ng mami ko dati na kapag umalis daw ako ng bahay, yung ilaw, iniwan mo na naman. O, sino nang nasabihan ng ganon? Na yung ilaw sa kwarto, iniwang nakabukas. Ay! Oo. Isa pa, di ba pag lumalabas tayo ng kwarto, lumabas ka din naman eh. Taas mo lang yung hand mo. O, pack. O, same thing. Same medyo amount of effort. Pero kapag lumabas kayo ng kwarto, please, isarado niyo yung mga ilaw because we all have to conserve energy. And turning off lights is one great, simple way. Alam kong meron tayong Earth Hour every year, pero in our daily lives naman, pwede tayong magpatay ng ilaw kapag hindi kailangan. Lalong-lalo na kapag umaga, tapos bright naman, tapos mag-iilaw ka pa, wag na. Kaya may sun, oo. And another very important thing is unplugging. Sino dito may cellphone? O, lahat naman, siguro may cellphone. Oo. Alam niyo yung pag nag-charge na kayo, tapos full bat na kayo, pero iniiwan niyo lang naka-plug? Ay, isa pa yan. Nako. Akala niyo, full bat na ako. Okay na yan, papabayaan niyo. Pero no, that still consumes energy. So, as soon as makita niyo yung cellphone niyo naka-charge, i-unplug niyo na. Oo. Or I'm sure narinig niyo na, kunyari, kung sino man dito may aircon, microwave, o anong mga appliance. Huwag naman yung ref, baka mabulok yung mga pagkain nyo. Pero kung ano mga appliances ang pwedeng i-unplug kapag hindi ginagamit, very important for you to unplug it. Pwede mong isipin kasi na, hindi ko naman ginagamit naka-off lang naman, bakit ko kailangan i-unplug? Kailangan nyo pa rin i-unplug to conserve even the smallest amount of energy. Kaya ba yon? Okay, kaya. Ayan, ito ang isa pang, maybe ang mas concerned dito yung mga mommy natin, mga daddy natin. So siguro ito, pwede natin sabihin sa kanila. Unless meron sa inyo na kayo ang bumibili ng ilaw para sa bahay at appliances. Oo, ito ay para sa inyo. Nakita niyo na ba yung commercial ni Tito Boy Abunda na proudly kuripot? Ayon. Ito ang isang way ng pagiging proudly kuripot. Itong mga LED converter, ito yung parang sinasabi niya sa commercial niya, na pag binili mo, mas mahal man dun sa regular mong binibili, in the long run, makakatipid ka. LED lights last as long as 5 times longer than a regular light and consumes super less energy, meaning bababa din yung Meralco bill ninyo. So, even if mas mahal siya kapag binili ninyo, kung 5 years naman ang itatagal, kung mas mababa naman ang monthly electricity bill nyo, di ba mas sulit? So, converters naman, madami ng aircon, ref, and other appliances na parang naka-inverter naman ngayon, makakasave din yun sa electricity. Kung pwede rin kayo gumamit ng voltage regulator, napakaganda din nun. Tapos yun na lang yung i-off at on ninyo. Pwede nyo ba yun sabihin sa mga mommy at daddy ninyo? Kaya? Okay, yes. Sabihin nyo, Mamaya, i-text nyo sila. Okay. Next. Okay, ito. Number 6, fancy yung give love in transit. Pero ang sa totoo niyan is commute or carpool. Yan lang ibig sabihin yan. Kung meron man, kung pumunta kayo sa school, sino dito nagka-commute papuntang school? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, very good. Very good kayo. Sino dito, may kotse pero sumasabay, parang barkada kayo na pumapasok sa school? Carpool. Ayan, meron din. Yan ang mga very good. Siyempre, the less cars we have on the road, the better. Or kunyari, pamilya kayo. May lakad kayo on a Sunday. Hindi yung bawat lakad ng bawat miyembro ng pamilya. Okay, si tatay lalabas. Si mami lalabas. Si kuya lalabas. Isang labas na lang kayong lahat, tapos isang route na lang kayo, di ba? Parang ganun lang. Pero since halos lahat kayo, nag-raise ng hand dito, very good na kayo. Check na kayo dyan. Okay. Ay, tama. Palakpakan ng sarili. Okay, next. Sobrang uso na ngayon ng mga earth-friendly, eco-friendly na products, di ba? Kapag pupunta kayong mall, I'm sure you see a lot of these. Everything from toiletries to home cleaning, to bags, to clothes. Di ba sobrang dami na ngayon na produkto na ganito. So, hindi ko naman sinasabi na 100% kailangan lahat ng gamit nyo earth-friendly. Pero, unti-unti. Lalo na ngayon, Pasko, kapag magbibigay kayo sa family members nyo, sa boyfriend or girlfriend ninyo, ayan, oo. Take into consideration nyo anything that might be earth-friendly, malaking bagay ang magagawa nun. Ayan, okay. May model tayo ng Greeneration shirt, and then, ito yung eco bag na naman na sinasabi ko. Next, ito, very important, pwede nyo gawin sa mga, ang cute ng presentation. Okay. Sobrang daling gawin sa mga kwarto ninyo. Kasi I'm sure lahat tayo merong mga electric fan or aircon dito sa ating mga kwarto. Bakit napaka-importante to clean our coolers? Kasi, for example, meron kang electric fan o aircon na super dumi, yung sobrang alikabok na, ibang level na. Siyempre, kapag tinurn on mo yon, it needs more energy para gumalaw, para magpalamig. So, ayun. Or kunyari, yung ref, kapag sobra na yung yelo niya, yung parang talagang kailangan mo na ganunin para kunin yung hotdog o kung ano man sa freezer, anything that is a cooler will always have to be cleaned kasi kung hindi, it really takes up more energy. So, siguro pwede kong ibilin sa inyo na once a week, linisin nyo mismo yung mga electric fan or yung mga aircon. Kahit kwarto nyo lang eh. Siyempre si nanay, si kuya sa kanilang mga kwarto yon. Okay ba? Pwede ba yung i-favor sa inyo? Yes. Okay, very good. Okay, ito namang number 9. Read up and be aware. Actually, kayong lahat, for being here, check na to sa inyo. Kasi you wouldn't be here kung wala kayong pakialam. Nandito kayo kasi you care. So, sino dito may Facebook account or Twitter account? Yan, I'm sure lahat kayo merong some sort of social media account. Now, ang swerte-swerte ng generation ninyo, kasi nung panahon ko, the library pa kami, kailangan dyaryo kung kailangan ka malaman. Ngayon, wake up in the morning, bukas lang ng cellphone, ito na ang latest. Si John Lloyd, Coco Martin. Yolanda. Imagine, mag-browse lang kayo ng Facebook or Twitter, lahat ng pinaka-latest na news, kaya niyong makita within 5-10 minutes. Sobrang swerte ninyo. So, use this power. Kapag meron na kayong nakitang anything environment-related, imagine sa inyo, isang click na lang yon, makikita niyo na yung pwede niyong basahin na siguro you can read in 1 minute. Nung panahon ng mga nanay natin, even panahon ng mga ate nyo, wala yan. So, huwag nyo i-take for granted yung convenience na yan. So, there are different social media accounts that you can follow, such as Get Ready Pinas. Kung medyo mas hardcore kayo, gusto nyo malaman yung mga talagang UN levels, yan. UN Climate Talks, pwede. Or, ang pinaka-importanting account na kailangan nyo i-follow, now na, ang Climate Change Commission. Yan, okay. So, sa Twitter, sila po ay CCCPHL. Yan, okay. Imagine, kung fina-follow nyo sila, everyday, kung meron silang update, makikita nyo within 140 characters. Wala man yung 0.3 of a second ng time ninyo para magbasa ng 140 characters. Kaya, please do follow these important accounts. Kaya ba yon? Okay, kaya yon. Okay, we have the last item na again, I think all of you check na kayong lahat kasi nga nandito kayo. It's very simple. Itong last item is care. Yun lang siya, care. It's super taken for granted. Sino sa inyo ang nakikita na ng sasakyan sa harap ninyo na may nagtapon ng kung ano man sa labas ng window nila? Diba nakakainis? Gusto mong, kung hindi mo bibip-bipan, gusto mong bumaba, hoy, yung basura mo, itapon mo ng ayos. Gusto mong ganunin, diba? Or sino sa inyo yung nakikita ng classmate na, pakul, merong basura, yung basketball niya, di nag-shoot, dead ma. Ay, gaganunin lang naman niya, yan. Little things like that, you should care. Yan yung mga keeping the water running. Kunyari, nagtutoothbrush ka. Balik tayo kay toothbrush. Toothbrush, nakabukas yung tubig. Anak, Yama, ay, umalis pa ng kwarto. Yung tubig. Little things like that. Kasi if you care, you will care enough to shut the faucet. If you care, you will care enough to throw your trash properly. If you care, you will care enough na kapag may gumawa ng masama na nakita mo, susuwayin mo siya. Ganong level ng care. And dahil wala dito yung co-ambassador ko na si Ana Oposa, there is a quote na favorite niya, na favorite ko rin. Kaya dahil wala siya dito, pwede ako ang magsabi sa inyo. Hindi niyo na to generation, but it was a movie in your time, and it is called The Lorax. Yeah. Oo. Merong sobrang, kasi kapag bata ka, kapag nakita mo tong quote na to, it really doesn't mean much. Pero when you get older, or kayo bilang mga aware na citizens, parang kitang-kita mo yung wisdom sa kanya. It simply says, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So it simply says that kung lahat tayong 1,000 dito can do these 10 things and more, imagine kung gaano kalaking impact yon. So please share to everyone else na wala dito sa room na to what they can do. Because again, if we all do a little, we can do a lot. And again, if we don't care, nothing is going to get better. So thank you all for being here. And yun lang.
Thank you very much, Miss Bianca Gonzalez.
Ibagyo ang karon ng kaniadto ang kuan klima. Init karon ang panahon kaysa niadto. Ang sa una medyo maayo yung pakuha niadto sa una pero karon multi ka gamay man ang pakuha sa panagat.
Service talaga namin. Nagbabago talaga yung coral reef ng Port Barton. Dati matitingkad na green, unti-unting nagiging brown tapos wala na talaga. Makikita mo mamatay talaga ang corals, nasisira.
Project, I really saw that they would fill the gap that San Vicente has been missing all these years. There are ways to make it more green and climate resilient para naman nakakatulong tayo, not just sa San Vicente, but sa buong Pilipinas.
Now to share with us the Eco Town experience of the municipality of San Vicente, ladies and gentlemen, our Greeneration ambassadress and the youngest chief executive in Palawan, Mayor Maria Carmela Pai Alvarez.
Hello? My God, ang liwanag. Pwede bang patayin yung ilaw? Ayan, thank you. Is it okay? Do you all still see me without the spotlight? Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Pai Alvarez. Where's the present? Okay. Kester. Lagyan natin yung presentation. My name is Pai Alvarez, and I am the mayor of San Vicente, Palawan. I am also a Greeneration ambassadress for the Climate Change Commission. And I'm here today to share with you my story and our experience in San Vicente with the Climate Change Commission. Who here has been to Palawan? Dami. Did you like it? Anong nagustuhan ninyo sa Palawan? Underground River. Ano pa? Honda Bay. Ang init ng ilaw. Honda Bay? Saan pa? El Nido. Sino dito nakapunta na ng San Vicente? Ako lang ata. Gusto niyo bang makapunta sa San Vicente? Pero kailangan yung makinig. Okay? So during my very short presentation, you will have to listen. And in the end, I will ask you one question. And whoever can answer that question in the end will be given an all-expense paid trip to San Vicente for 2. Okay, so makinig kayo, mga estudyante, di ba? Take notes. Okay? Sayang yan. Dalhin nyo yung mga nanay, or tatay, or boyfriend, or girlfriend. Okay, so inaantay lang natin yung PowerPoint presentation dahil hindi ata gumagana yung laptop. Okay na? 5 minutes? Not yet, wala pa. Okay. Excited ba kayong pumunta ng San Vicente? Pagdating nyo doon, uwi na kayo. No, just joking. It will be a 3-day, 2-night weekend. Okay? So, kung sino man yon, very lucky na makakasagot ng ating question later on. You will be very, very surprised and you will enjoy San Vicente very much. It's a very, very beautiful town. Wala pa rin? Okay. So may I ask, what schools are present here this afternoon? St. Francis? Here? Wow. Diyan po. Santa Catalina, ang dami. San Agustin. And you are what year na po? 4th year? 4th year? Puro 4th year? 3rd year? 1st year? Oh, okay. My laptop? Okay, I apologize, guys. Technical difficulties lang sa presentation ko. Anyway, going back to all of you that are students, have you thought of what courses you will be taking in college? You are in college? Meron. College? Akala ko high school. Both? Okay. So, saan po yung mga college dito? Ang dami yun. Saan ang high school? Okay. Sorry, I thought this was all high school. Yun ang sinabi sa akin. Alright, so para po sa inyong mga college student, ano yung mga course nyo ngayon ano yun? IT. Meron ba dito mga nag-environment course? Doon. How about, ano pa ba? Tourism. Meron? Baka gusto nyo sa San Vicente dahil once we develop with resorts, pwede kayo doon magtrabaho. Galing naman. Did it work? So ano na po yung mga natutunan nyo today? Ano na po yung na-present sa inyo? Marami na ba? Yes? Yes na lang kayo ng yes? Marami na?
Okay, because we're having some technical difficulties,
Ayan, so nakita niyo yung hamon na binigay ni Mayor Pai. Sobrang solid nun. Na right after ng talk niya, all expense paid all the way to Palawan.
Meron na ring mga winners niyan sa Visayas and sa Mindanao. So, sino kaya ang magiging winners nitong all-expense
Paid
trip
3-day
to Palawan?
trip sa Palawan. Magagaling kaya yan sa high school or sa college?
Kaya dapat maging attentive kayo sa i-discuss sa atin ni Mayor Pai.
And actually, may trivia tayo. Doon pala yung set ng Survivor Philippines. So pag nakapunta kayo sa San Vicente, Palawan, mapupuntahan niyo yung set. Nice. Alright, so...
Ikaw ba, makikisali ka ba sa competition?
Hindi, sige, sa mga kids na lang.
Naks, kids.
Ayan, so balita namin, okay na raw yung presentation ni Mayor Pai. So
Again?
listen up guys ha. Sobrang big time ng reward na mabibigay. Bawal po kami sumali, Mayor. Bawal kami sumali. Wow!
Oy, meron ka ng special invitation from the Mayor. Again, Mayor Pai Alvarez.
Thank you. Thank you. I apologize. It took a while. All right. So, are you ready? Okay, so I was asked to talk to you guys about the Eco Town in action. What we are doing in San Vicente. Sinabi ko na nga kanina, my name is Pai Alvarez. Ako po yung mayor doon. It's my second term now. And just to remind everybody, may buko pie. Alam niyo po yung buko pie, masarap. Ano pa? Meron ding apple pie. Pero, wag na wag niyo akong kakalimutan dahil ako ay si Mayor Pai. Okay? Okay, so next slide. I want to talk to you guys about Palawan. And when we talk about Palawan, you look at this banana-shaped island sa baba ng Luzon, no? No, we are Luzon. Tama? Yes. One city, 23 municipalities, 432 barangays, and a population of 893,000. We are almost going to reach 1 million. Next slide, please. And then, San Vicente. This is my hometown. Dito po ako lumaki, dito rin po ako nagtatrabaho. San Vicente naman, ito po yung mapa ng aming town. If you can see, marami po siyang coastline. Our coastline totals 165 kilometers. And that is 165 kilometers of beach, of pure white sand. 10 barangays, 30,000 residents, and napakalaki po namin, around 165,000 hectares. That is equivalent to 330,000 football fields. Super duper laki ng San Vicente. Ito po ang picture ng aming beach. Ang ganda, di ba? Gusto niyong pumunta dyan? O, so makinig kayo. Okay, so yung unang cove, anyway, our beach kanina, yung unang cove, that is our longest beach na 14.7 kilometers. Diyan po talaga manguna yung tourism development. So mga resorts, commercial establishments, pati na rin yung mga beach house, diyan po namin yan ilalagay. And next slide, tingnan nyo naman ang aming sand. Napaka puti, napaka pino, and talagang one of the very few beaches in the Philippines na virgin pa. So napakaganda. Pag titingnan nyo naman po ito po ang forest cover sa San Vicente. Out of the 165,000 hectares of land, 86% is like this. Hindi po yan kalbo, hindi po yan deforested. So talagang yung forest po namin sa San Vicente ay intact. So, bakit sa San Vicente? Yung Eco-Town framework na to, pwede din naman ma-apply sa ibang mga munisipyo, sa ibang mga towns all around the Philippines. Why San Vicente? If you look at this photo that I have, if you look at this photo that I have, you see the beach sa may likod ng picture, light material homes living right by the seaside, and then yan na po yung forest, tsaka rice fields sa likod. This is a scene you will see all over the Philippines, especially in rural areas that have yet to be developed. Sa San Vicente po, gusto namin maayos ang pag-develop ng aming town. Gusto po namin hindi lang sustainable, pero talagang iniisip namin kung paano namin maka-climate proof ang aming lugar. Especially sa nangyaring devastation ngayon, nakita naman po natin with the Typhoon Yolanda and how it hit so many regions and how it destructed so many towns and complete wipe out po. We want to avoid this in the future. So para po sa inyong mga nag-aaral ng tourism, para po sa inyong nag-aaral ng environment, importante po na nasa planning ang mga LGUs na gumawa ng master plan para when they have development na, tama yung pagbe-build nila. 'Di ba? Sino ba po dito nakapunta ng Boracay? 'Di ba po, ang Boracay, napakaganda, marami pong nagpupunta, pero yung buildings, yung structures, yung wastewater nila, yung sewage, hindi maayos. Tama na po sa mga ganyang developments na hindi natin a-address. Now in San Vicente, we are at a point where we are in the grassroots level. So next slide, please. So, ito nga ho yun. High risk to climate change po kami dahil kami ay coastal community. Kung kami po ay tamaan ng bagyo, ang aming mga residente na nakatira right by the waters will be affected. Ang kanilang mga light material homes, yun po ay mawa-wipe out ng flash floods. We are a key biodiversity area. So, talagang sobrang ganda ng natural resources and ng biodiversity sa San Vicente. And our poverty incidence is very high. 35,000 residents, almost 80% are in poverty. And what do we need to be able to address these issues? Siyempre is good governance. Nandun po ako kasama ng LGU ko. We are there to support all these initiatives and all these projects so that we can say that San Vicente is being built from the ground up the right way. So nag-sign po kami ng Eco-Town Framework with Secretary Lucille Sering and the Climate Change Commission, and it's a partnership. You can press the slide. It's a partnership po with them, and I'm sure na-explain na po yan sa inyo kanina ni Secretary Sering how the Eco-Town works. Napakita na po ba sa inyo to kanina? Not yet. Okay. So, ganito lang po yung simpleng diagram. San Vicente is a mountain, beach, rice fields, forest, coastal town. And the Climate Change Commission is there to help us with capacity building, with training, and with leaving us with these systems to be able to identify our potential watershed areas, kung saan po kami vulnerable, saan po ang flood hazard zones. Paano din po kami makakapag-develop ng sustainable fishing dahil marami po sa amin sa San Vicente, illegal ang pag-fishing. That is our main industry and it is done in the most illegal methods. Bombing, cyanide fishing, spear fishing. The other week nga lang po, naka-encounter ako ng plunger fishing. Alam niyo po yung plunger, yung sa toilet. Yung sa toilet, yun po yung ginagamit nila sa mga reefs. Habang nilalagyan po ng poison yung reefs, ginaganon, tapos lumalabas lahat ng isda na mamatay. And again, there are so many activities like that all around Palawan, especially in San Vicente. Maganda po yung partnership namin with the Climate Change Commission dahil sila po ay inclusive talaga ang kanilang system. Dinala po kami sa Korea at yung aming partner naman sa Korea, the Green Global Growth Institute, ay nagpakita sa amin kung ano ang ginagawa nila sa Seoul. Ito yung tidal wave power plant nila sa Seoul. Napakagaling. It's a 200 megawatt power plant. and it's powered by water moving left to right on top of this mechanism. Yun lang. Kung sa Palawan po, hirap na hirap kami sa kuryente at energy, tinuturuan po kami that there are alternatives. Hindi kailangan palaging coal. There are renewable energies. Next slide, please. Ito po, syempre may photo op. Alam niyo naman ng mga Pinoy, mahilig sa ganyan. Next one. And ito naman, this is a really good example. Ito ho sa Seoul ay yung Sudokwon landfill nila. Dito po ba sa Manila, alam niyo kung saan napupunta ang inyong basura? It's an honest question. Do you know where your trash goes? Saan po? Payatas? Okay, saan pa? Yun lang? Nagsisegregate po ba kayo ng basura ninyo? Talaga? Ilan po dito ang nagsisegregate? Ilan ang hindi nagsisegregate? Ilan ang walang basura? You know, garbage is very, very important. Although, wala pong gustong nobody wants to bring that up kasi, you know, it's not a very popular topic. Pero for a big city like Manila, or like other cities in the Philippines, like Makati and Pasay, you want to know where your garbage is going. In Seoul, ang ginagawa po nila, sobrang stricto sila sa pagkokolekta ng garbage. Na pag nag-segregate po kayo at hindi tama yung pag-segregate ninyo, hindi nila pick up in yung mga garbage bags. Iniiwan talaga habang kayo kailangan ayusin nyo yung inyong basura. Pagdating sa landfill na to, pinoprocess po nila 80% ng garbage derivatives. So kung paper or whatever, pinoprocess po nila yon para to turn that into energy. Kaya po merong maliit na energy plant din yan. Tapos yung matitirang 20% na i-decompose nila, nakita niyo ba yung golf course sa likod? Nakita niyo po sa picture? Yung green, lahat po yan basura. Tingnan niyo po yung photo. Lahat yan galing sa basura. The 20% na naiwan, ginawa nilang landfill sa golf course. Diba ang galing? And these are things that we have learned because of this partnership with the Climate Change Commission. So, next slide, please. Tapos, yung aming partners din po sa Korea, bumisita naman sa San Vicente. Tawang-tawa nga po sila dahil during our meetings, may nalaglag na ahas from the ceiling. Sabi ko, ganyan talaga pag nasa bundok ka. Welcome to the Philippines. Next slide, please. So, ito po examples na nagawa namin with the Climate Change Commission. Capacity building and training, which are seminars, workshops. Ito po, climate proofing for development training. So, yung mga empleyado din po namin sa LGU, ang CCC mismo ang nagfa-fund para sila ay magpunta sa mga establishments and workshops para matuto rin sila. So it's been I think 2 years or a year and a half long relationship with the climate change, and they've been doing all these trainings with our staff to make us, you know, have the capacity to be able to do this. Next slide, please. And more training photos. May validation, may feasibility. So talagang every month may nangyayari convergence. Now, when we talk about vulnerability, ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng vulnerable? I'm sorry? Easily hurt. Very good. Ano pa po ang ibig sabihin ng vulnerable? Uy, mga students kayo. Sagot naman. Weak. Weak ba? Weak. Okay. What else? When you're vulnerable. Sensitive. Okay. Ngayon po yung nangyari na tong yung Typhoon Yolanda nga ho. Would you say na vulnerable talaga yung mga areas na natamaan? Vulnerable talaga sila, diba? Kita naman natin yung destruction. That's the same thing we encounter in San Vicente. If you look at the house on the left, yan po ay nadaanan ng flash floods. So, yung tubig umabot po doon sa sa ilalim ng bubong and pumasok sa loob. So, lahat ng kagamitan, lahat ng nasa loob ng bahay na wash out. And ano ba yung solution na ginagawa namin sa San Vicente? On the right naman is our GK Resort Community. I'm sure lahat po sa inyo dito, alam niyo po yung Gawad Kalinga. Nakapag-volunteer na ba kayo sa Gawad Kalinga? Talaga? Gusto niyo mag-volunteer sa Gawad Kalinga sa Palawan? O sige, punta kayo ha. Okay, so I want to talk more about the GK Resort Community and what we're doing to assess this problem. Next slide, please. If you look at this picture, ito po yung aming unang resort community. Sinabi ko na po kanina na sa coastline namin, dun po naninirahan ang most ng residents namin. Dun po sila, right by the water. Ang aming aim is to be able to relocate them about 100 meters to 150 meters away from their original homes. Second layer ng beach front. And then provide for them a housing system na hindi lang pabahay. A housing system na may livelihood component. Bawat bahay na ibibigay namin, may revenue generating factor. So para sa aming bed and breakfast model, duplex po yun. And each family will have one room to be able to have a guest or a backpacker stay in their bed and breakfast. O di ba may revenue na yung bahay? Hindi lang siya bahay na titirhan ng pamilya, it earns money pa. Ngayon, at saka hospitable naman po tayo mga Pilipino, so madali lang pong i-training yung mga pamilya na maging accepting sa mga guests and welcoming. And with this, we will be building 100 homes for our first project. 60 of that will be the bed and breakfast. 40 will be the shop house model. Yun po yung nasa far right na photo. Yung shop house, yan yung idea na bawat bahay ay may tindahan. Kung gusto mong magka-barbershop, kung gusto mong mag-laundry service, mag-vulcanizing shop, mag-sari-sari store, mag-massage service, or even mag-manghuhula service. Kahit ano, tuturuan namin yung mga residente namin na maging entrepreneurs. Because at the end of the day, if you look at our main problem, which is yung industry ng illegal fishing, and it is hurting our environment, hindi naman nila titigilan yung paggagawa ng illegal na methods kung wala silang alternative na mas maganda. Kung wala silang alternative na magbibigay sa kanila ng income. So ito pong isang project. Another assessment that the CCC showed us was the Coastal Resource Assessment. And in San Vicente, sad to say, we have sharks finning. And ano ba talaga yung solution? And I said kanina, it's alternative livelihoods. Being able to provide for our residents a solution to these problems. Next slide. So ito po yung mga ginagawa namin. Meron kaming mga tourism services training, construction work training, test the training programs. Nagtuturo din po kami ng sustainable farming, livelihood through music and mechanic training, and then meron po kaming short courses sa aming college na binibigay po namin sa mga residents na gusto lang matuto ng mga skills training. Ginagawa po namin yan kasi kailangan naman talaga bigyan sila ng mechanism to be able to have the capacity for these new jobs. And lastly, itong Coastal Resource Assessment. Nakita po niyo yung picture sa left, yan po yung cesspool. Ngayon, pagka tourist destination ka, that's very common to see that their sewage and their waste goes there. Sa Boracay po, ganyan din yung mga nangyayari sa establishments na hindi nila na-correct. Pinayagan lang nila na yan ang gawin. So, ano po yung solusyon? Talagang kailangan, from the LGU pa lang, sa amin po, kami yung nag-e-enforce. Kami yung nagko-correct sa mga maling ginagawa. And with the right planning, with the right guidance, kaya naman po yung prevention para we don't end up overdeveloping and hurting the environment. Next slide. So, bakit po ito importante? Talagang I'm pretty sure that all the presentations today talk to you about how important this is. You know, climate change affects all of us. It really does. Yung nangyari po ngayon sa ating bagyo, the devastation, nakita nyo naman po, although sa Manila, hindi po natin naramdaman yung extremes nung bagyo, but talagang you see the news, you see the photos. Ako po nanggaling na po ako ng Coron and Busuanga and Colyon. I've been there for about a few days. And talagang grabe yung itsura ng town. Lahat po ng puno ay bagsak. They don't have any power right now. Power is going to be generated maybe in another 2 weeks pa. So talagang kawawa. And we have to think of measures and adaptations on how to address climate change. Next slide. These are just samples of photos sa San Vicente. Yan po ang itsura kapag kami ay natamaan ng typhoon at heavy rain. And it really dampers our local economy. Kung ano man yung mga kailangan namin gawin sa mga transportation and whatnot, you see the effects eh. So we need to be prepared for these disasters. We need to be prepared for climate change. I leave you with a quote that Mahatma Gandhi is very well known for saying, "We need to be the change we wish to see in the world." Kayo po ngayon, lahat po kayo mga bata pang students. I'm only 26, so you know, we're still both in the youth. We're all still both in the youth demographic. But to be able to do this, kailangan kayo magsa-start, kayo mag-i-initiate, and kayo talaga yung gagawa. And if you don't start, who else will? Next slide. So thank you for everybody for listening to my presentation. I hope naman na-enlighten kayo ng konti kung ano po yung ginagawa namin on a local level sa LGU. Before ko gawin yung ating question and answer para sa contest, meron po ba kayong mga tanong? Are we accepting questions? No. Later na. Okay. After na. Okay, with Bianca. Okay, so just my question. Ito na, para sa all-expense paid trip to Palawan. Nakikinig na kayo. Paano natin pipiliin yung sasagot? Paunahan, lugi yung sa likod. Hindi ako, I'll be here. Sila. I will just ask the question.
Here? Where? Here.
Okay, so when I ask the question, paunahan to go to Jules. Huwag niyo siyang saktan, ha? Ayaw natin ng violence.
Game.
Okay. Paano yan? Paano yung malalayo? Lugi. Paano yan? Text? Text the answer? Text the answer to you? Anong text the answer? Paunahan mag-miss call. O sige. Okay yan ah. Ewan ko sila nagsabi paunahan. Paano kung walang load? Diba? Paunahan mag-miss call. O sige, eto na lang. May Twitter ba kayo? Ayan. Kailangan may Twitter. Kung walang Twitter, I'm sorry. Okay, for those who have Twitter, ako din may Twitter, i-add nyo ako, @MayorPaiAlvarez. Add nyo po ako. Kasi kailangan yung answer, ipadala nyo sa akin, di ba? Ako yung pipili. Okay, hanapin, @MayorPaiAlvarez. Wala kayong Twitter? Ano daw? Walang Wi-Fi. Walang Wi-Fi, Secretary Celine.
Wi-Fi.
Oh, ito na lang. We will get one person from this side and one person from this side. Sino yung mauna? I will ask the question when you're up on stage. Okay? So, Jules, ikaw na lang. Whoever can get to Jules, ha? I'll ask a question. Just come up. Just come up to stage. Huwag kayo magdala ng kodigo. Just come up to stage. Ready? Jules, Jules, dito ka. Jules, dito ka. Dito ka. Yan, dyan ka. Okay, sinong gustong sumagot nito, ha? Lapitan niyo lang si Jules and I will ask you the question and if it is the correct answer, you will be winning the trip to Palawan. When I say go, you just go to Jules. Ready? Ready? Jules, ha? One from each side na lang. One from each side. Ready? Get set? Sandali lang, nauuna kayo eh. Grabe. Kung kanina nga, parang hindi kayo lively. Ngayon, ang gulo-gulo nyo. Ready? Jules, lipat ka. Ready, ah? Get set? Only 2 people. Teka lang, atras kayo. Atras kayo. Grabe, ang daya nyo. Atras kayo. Only 2 people. Alright, ready? Yung photographer, wag niyong sagasaan, ha? Ready? Get set? Go! Grabe kayo! Are you okay? May tinulak nyo. Ang galing ninyo. Okay, who are the 2? Okay, 3 na lang. 3. So ito, mabait ako. Kapag 3 kayo makakuha ng tama, lahat kayong 3 can go. Okay, kung tama yung sagot, kailangan tama. Kailangan tama. Standby sila? Standby. May mga standby. Wala nang tulakan, okay? Kester, can you pull up the slide later? Can you pull up the slide later now when I ask for the question so I have the right number? Okay. Ready ka na? What's your name? Evon? Evon. What school are you from?
From Polytechnic University of the Philippines.
Wow! All right. So my question for you is, how many hectares is San Vicente? I don't know daw. Okay.
No
Diyan ka lang,
coaching.
diyan ka lang.
ha?
No coaching, ha? Huwag kayong mag-coach. What about you, Agasir? Jay, ilang hectares ang San Vicente?
1.6 hectares. 1.6 million hectares.
Okay, Jay, yung 1.6 hectares, siguro yung complex lang ng MOA yun. Yung 1.6 million hectares, tama ba yun? 1.6 million, malaki pa rin yun. Hindi. Okay. Okay, wait, sandali lang. What's your name? Marie Chris, ikaw.
167,000 hectares.
167,000 hectares! Uy, magtutula. Teka lang, guys, ang mga students, kailangan nyo ata ng disiplina. Sandali lang, baba kayo dyan. Baba kayo dyan. Grabe kayo, ha? Baba kayo dyan. Wait lang, we'll go with them. Guys, nagtanggal na ng sapatos. Sandali lang. Behave lang kayo. We have to give them a fair chance. Okay, one more question. How long is the White Beach coastline of San Vicente? In kilometers.
132.
132. Mali. Thank you. And you?
1.4 kilometers.
1.4. Yun yung longest beach namin, 14.7. Okay, ikaw naman. Coastline, ha?
165 kilometers.
165 kilometers! Marie Chris, welcome to Palawan. Okay. I'll get your information later. Sorry. Thank you for joining. Tama na. Ayoko na nang may tulakan. Okay, Marie Chris, I'll give you my number later. Mag-usap tayo. Sinong dadali mo sa Palawan?
Parents ko po.
Ikaw. Hindi. Jules, grabe. Who will you bring to Palawan?
It's either my mom or my dad po.
You can bring 2. Yeah, so bring your parents. Okay, congratulations. Okay, makinig kayo sa ibang presentation, ha? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you po. Sana po nag-enjoy kayo ng kahit papano. And we will be entertaining your questions later on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor Pai. Palakpakan natin si Mayor Pai. Mayor Pai Alvarez of Palawan.
And of course, we would also like to recognize the presence of Commissioner Harrison Alvarez.
It's over there.
Yes, he also visited the Greeneration Summit po. And of course, sobrang saya ng nanalo ng free trip to San Vicente, Palawan.
Sobrang swerte niya.
At
High school, no? High school student? College.
At
College
dinagdagan
na
pa
pala
ni
siya.
Mayor Pai ng isa pang ticket, di ba?
For her parents. So at this point, Ate Pebbles,
At this point, we already have our 2 ambassadors speaking and meron pa tayong isang ambassador na nagpa-unlock sa atin para mag-share ng kanyang initiatives sa kanyang local government unit.
alright. So, okay. So ito, kung kanina galing sa Palawan, ngayon naman magagaling sa province of Camarines Sur. So we will see kung meron ding free trip. Tingnan natin yan kay mamaya, kung sino man yung ambassador natin.
Oo, kung magbibigay din siya ng free trip to Camarines Sur para tayo ay mag-wakeboarding. Tama ba?
Yes. Yun yung sikat dun eh. So yun ang nakikita natin na from our different ambassadors, nakikita natin kung paano nagmamanifest yung mga unique actions nila on how to adapt or mitigate climate change in their own places.
Yes, Miss Bianca shared what her actions are in order to help to contribute in addressing climate change. Na sana ay na-inspire din kayong lahat. And Mayor Pai Alvarez was also able to share with us her local government unit's initiative on climate change.
And from the talk of Bianca, yung important dun, especially as students pa lang tayo, syempre wala pa rin naman tayo dun sa professions natin, di ba? We're still students, especially high school students. Ano ba yung the least that you could do ay yung simple things talaga. So those simple things, sabi nga ni Bianca kanina, kung lahat ng 1,000 delegates dito gagawin yun, definitely we could do something that would really change the course of the world. Kung nasan man tayo ngayon, baka mapabawas pa natin yung climate change.
Yes, if everybody will make a drop in the ocean, then definitely we can create a ripple and a wave.
Yes.
May
Beauty
pang
queen.
pang
Like a
beauty queen.
Actually,
Okay.
before...
Wag na natin pag-usapan yan. Those were the days. Okay.
Beauty queen si Ate Pebbles natin.
Joke lang yun. Okay. Ano yung favorite mo dun sa top 10 na sinabi ni Miss Bianca Gonzalez?
Sa top 10, bukod dun sa mga gadgets. Last one, of course, care. Yung care. Kasi di ba, hindi mo rin naman kasi gagawin lahat yun, yung other 9, kung hindi ka mag-care. So it all starts with genuine sincerity. Genuine sincerity. Kung gusto mo talaga baguhin yung actions nyo, yung habits nyo, even yung processes nyo sa mga schools, sa pagsisegregate, kung wala kang sincerity sa ginagawa nyo, walang change na mangyari. So it should start with that genuine sincerity para magbago lahat yung mga habits na meron kayo individually or even in your own institutions.
Yes. Caring talaga ang kailangan natin, di ba? It should start from within. Kagaya nga ng sinabi ni Mayor Pai, di ba? The change should begin with ourselves. Now, at this point, we will be hearing the experience of Camarines Sur in terms of climate change and the actions that they're doing right now to address climate change and also their tourism initiatives in the area.
And actually, he is the youngest governor in Philippine history. And our Greeneration ambassador, let's all welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Governor Miguel Migs Villafuerte.
Hello, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Pasensya na po, kakadating ko lang po. Galing po ako, binisita ko po ang ating pambansang kamao sa Macau, tapos dumiretso po ako sa aming probinsya, tapos nagdiretso po dito sa Greeneration Summit. Salamat. Bago pong lahat, gusto ko pong batiin ang ating mga special na bisita na nakasama po natin ngayong araw. Unang-una, ang Secretary po kan Climate Change Commission na si Secretary Lucille Sering. Kay Yusek po, nandito rin po siya. sa aking mga fellow climate change ambassadors na si Ms. Bianca Gonzalez, si Mayor Pai Alvarez, at sa lahat po ng aking mga fellow speakers, sa inyo pong lahat, maraming salamat po for having me today. Unang-una po, gusto kong magpakilala sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Miguel Migs Villafuerte, ang governor po ng probinsya ng Camarines Sur. Meron ba tayong mga taga-probinsya ng Camsur dito? Aba, maraming salamat. May regalo ko sa inyo lahat mamaya. Mga kababayan, mga taga-Bicol, baka kadakol mga Bicolano digdi. O sige, dahil narinig ko po na si Mayor Pai Alvarez, kung masagot daw ang question and answer portion, ay may papremyo po siyang free trip to San Vicente, Palawan. Napakaganda po doon. O sige, dahil masaya po ako na nandito po ako ngayon, kasama ko kayo lahat. Ang makakasagot naman po ng question and answer ko, 5, ay may round trip sa Camsur, either sa CWC or sa Karamoan. Kayo na pumili. So 5. Kaya mamaya sana makinig tayo sa aking presentation. Siguro bibilisan ko po para hindi masyado boring. Pero importante po ngayong araw ay we are informed in terms of climate change. Dahil totoong-totoo po ito. So bago ang lahat, sana po bigyan niyo ako ng pagkakataon na makapag-present ng aming initiative po. Ang inisyatibo po ng gobyerno probinsyal ng Camarines Sur in terms of climate change. I will make this very fast para hindi tayo masyado mainip. Asa na? O habang pine-prepare pa po yung presentation ko, tuloy-tuloy ang pagpapakilala ko po. Sa mga hindi po nakakalam, ako po ang na-elect, thank God, bilang the youngest governor in Philippine history. Ito po talagang malaking honor para sa aming pamilya, para sa Bicol Region, sa probinsya ng Camarines Sur. Kaya maaasahan po ninyo, mga kapwa ko kabataan, na hindi ko po pababayaan ang reputasyon ng henerasyon natin ngayong panahon. Talaga po magsisipag ako para pagdating ng panahon na kamo naman ay magkakataon, sabihin nila bakit si Mayor Pai naging epektibo. Sa mga hindi na nakakaalam, ako po tuwing pumapasok sa mga conference na tulad nito, dalawa lang po ang laging tinatanong sa akin ng mga tao. Unang-unang tanong po sa akin, kamusta na kayo ng lolo mo? Dahil yun nga po, medyo naglawan kami nung nakarang eleksyon. At yung ikadawang talong sa akin, tuwing nagbibisita ako sa mga convention, kamusta na kayo ni Sarah Geronimo? Grabe. Pressure. Pero, hindi ko nasabihin. Baka ma-rappler pa ako. Joke lang. Asan na yung presentation natin? Sige, para climate change naman po. In terms of climate change, marami po nakakaalam, siguro, na grabe po talaga ang devastation sa bagyong Yolanda. Ito po siguro, hindi natin kinaasahan ang kalakasan ng bagyong Yolanda, pero ang bagyong Yolanda po, her birth, and as well as others like her, were pretty much well prophesied in the past. So kung wala po tayong gawin sa ngayong panahon in terms of forms of adaptation and mitigation, uulit po ang bagyong Yolanda. It will be reincarnated several times over and over again, not only in the Philippines, but in all parts of the world. So kailangan po talaga, we are aware, and sabi nga ni Mayor Pai kanina, na nakaka-inspire, that change happens within us. So totoo po yan. So habang naghihintay pa rin tayo, sino ang mga taga-Bicol? Ang dami. Sige, pampagana para makinig kayo lahat sa presentation ko. Sabi ko kanina kung sino ang makakasagot ng question and answer, 5. Ngayon, gawin nating 8, round trip to Camsur. Kaya kailangan pay attention tayo. Pasensya na rin po kung medyo nahahaluan ko ng Bicol ang aking pagsasalita dahil matagal na po akong hindi nakakapunta ng Manila, matagal na akong hindi nagtatagalog, puro Bicol lang. Kaya kung may mga hindi kayo maintindihan, siguro palakpak kayo kung mag-Bicol ako. Pero madami naman mga taga-Camsur. Ano na? Matagal. O sige, habang naghihintay, pwede makat ka. Mag-ano muna tayo, magkaroon ng konting kasayahan habang hinihintay i-load ang aking premyo. Pangalan,
Clea,
taga saan ka, Clay?
La Consolacion College, Manila.
La Consolacion College, Manila. Ilan taong ka na?
15.
15. Sino ang paborito mong artista?
Sara Eronimo.
Paborito ko rin yan. Ikaw ba ay marunong kumanta?
Hindi po.
Hindi. Ikaw ba marunong mag-pick up line?
Ano? Pick up line.
O sige, ikaw ba nakapunta na sa probinsya namin?
Bicol.
Sa Camsor, hindi pa.
Hindi pa.
Saan sa Bicol?
Sorsogon.
Sorsogon. Gusto mo ba makabalik? Gusto mo bang makabisita sa CWC or sa Karamoan?
Opo.
Sige, isa lang ang request ko. Bibigyan kita ng round trip ticket kasama ang isa mong kaibigan. Pag matikman ko naman ang kiss ng mga taga La Consolacion High School. Isa lang. Round trip, kasama kaibigan mo. Sige. Sabi, sige. Ito talaga nakaganito na. Teka. Para may konting eksena. Isipin natin, ano bang sikat na palabas ngayon? Sige na, ready na, kiss. Hindi pa ako ready. Hinampas pa. Sige, ako na lang magkikiss sa'yo. Ang bango. Ako naman. Sige na. Tapos may round trip ka na. Okay, ang mga kiss ng mga taga La Consolacion School. Ang kiss niya may halong laway. Hindi, biro lang. Sige, dahil naglakas loob ka, bibigyan kita ng round trip ticket to Camarines Sur with one of your friend. Juan, ilan gusto mo?
3.
Grabe ka naman. Sige, pag-usapan natin. Nakita mo yung babaeng yun, nakataas yung kamay? Yan, puntahan mo siya. Siya mag-aayos ng ticket mo, kailan mo gusto pumunta, at sino mga kaibigan ang gusto mo isama. Okay, maraming salamat sa iyo. Thank you. Ngayon, seryoso na tayo. Unang-una, maraming salamat po muli for having me. Ito po ang initiative ng probinsya ng Camarines Sur in terms of global warming and climate change, ang El Verde. Next. Ang El Verde movement po, sinimulan po ng aking ama na ang dating gobernador po ng aming probinsya na si Governor El Rey Villafuerte. Noong 2011 po, noong International Year of Forests, sinimulan po niya ang El Verde movement. Ang El Verde movement po, ang objeto po ng programang ito ay maprotektahan ng environment to alleviate poverty and to provide livelihood. So sa grand opening po ng aming El Verde movement, nagpakita po ng support and commitment si President Pinoy, si Secretary Bahe at ang dating DILG Secretary na si Jessie Robredo. Next, kababayan po namin siya. Ang vision po ng El Verde, ang vision po ng El Verde, to be the greenest and most environmentally friendly province in Asia. Next, key goals, to end poverty, protect the environment, and livelihood development. Next, saan po kami nagsimula? Nagsimula po kami, hinanap po namin ang mga areas of high conservation priority and biological diversity. Next, ito po yung mga coastal forests, mga mangrove swamps, at saka mga related ecosystems. Next, sige-sige rin po ang aming pag-promote ng industrial tree plantations and mga private tree farms. Next, ito po, sinisigurado po namin na ang bawat barangay po sa aming probinsya ay may small land holdings and mga backyards like schools, community parks, etc. Next, ano po ang mga tinatanim namin sa El Verde program? Ang pinopromote po namin itanim ay mga endemic and native trees, including non-timber species like bamboos and palms of significant economic and ecological importance. Next. Ito po, na-identify na po namin ang mga posibleng mga punong pwedeng itanim na i-encourage po namin itanim sa mga upland barangays, upland areas. O, hindi natin mabasa. Next. Back. Ito naman sa mga coastal and mangroves area na identify na rin po namin. Isa po dyan ay ang bani, tsaka nipa. O, tandaan niyo yan. Next, urban and greening roadside areas po. Na research po na po namin kung anong pwede itanim po sa mga highly urbanized areas such as Metro Manila, Naga City, Iriga City. Yan po. Pili. Isang example. Next. Priority programs naman po ng El Verde program ay ang reforestation. Next. Riverbank and lakeside protection. Mangrove and beaches. Importante po ang mangrove, lalong-lalo na po sa mga storm surges. Next. Urban greening. Ito po mga roadside tree plantation, tree parks. Sana. Next. Ang El Verde roadmap po ay mag-promote ng multi-sectoral commitment and involvement and participation. Nung ako po na ilihir bilang gobernador, sinabi ko po, pinangako ko po sa aming mga constituentes na pag ako po, ipapatuloy po natin ang El Verde program. Ang naging objeto po ng aking ama, ang dating gobernador ng probinsya ng Camarines Sur, ay makapagpatanim ng 12 million trees by 2012. Nung ako naman po na bigyan ng pagkakataon na maging gobernador, sinabi ko po, pinangako ko po na ang vision, bagong vision ng El Verde program ay makapagpatanim 40 million trees by 2020. Next. Ito po, ano po ang El Verde program? Food for Tree. Sa bawat puno po na itatanim sa probinsya ng Camarines Sur, pumunta po kayo sa Kapitolyo po namin, magbibigay po kami ng mga seedling, libre. Kasi itanim po nyo yan, 3 pesos kada punong itatanim at aalagaan. So ito po, Food for Tree, ang gusto po kasi ng mga iba namin mga tao sa probinsya po namin, imbis na 3 pesos per tree, gusto nila bigas. So naging Food for Tree. Ang current beneficiaries po ng Food for Tree program ng El Verde ay halos 13,000 families na po at 2,366 families in nursery operations. Next. Plant a tree, study for free. Isa pa po itong kasali sa El Verde Movement. Ang bawat estudyante po sa probinsya ng Camarines Sur, kung makapagpatanim ng mga puno, meron po kaming guidelines, ay bibigyan po namin sila ng scholarship in both public and private universities and college. Ito po, from 50% scholar to full scholar. So ang scholar po namin ngayon sa probinsya ng Camarines Sur, nakasama po sa El Verde Movement ay 4,000 college students na po. Sigurado po madadagdagan pa po yan. Next. Back Tree School. Ito naman po, bukas sa lahat ng mga organisasyon, mga kumpanya, na kung gusto po niyo makatulong sa mga taga-probinsya ng Camarines Sur, talaga mga indigent, out-of-school youth sa probinsya po namin, ay bukas po ang aming pinto. Sa bawat 2,500 trees po na mapagpatanim na mga organisasyon o mga kumpanya, ay bibigyan po namin at magsusuporta po ang probinsya ng Camarines Sur ng 10 indigent scholars. So malaking tulong po ito, lalong-lalo na po sa kabataan. Next. Sinisigurado ko rin po na ang mga mayors, ang mga municipalities at mga syudad sa aming probinsya ay mag-participate din po. Dahil kung magtutulungan ang probinsya, ang munisipyo, ang syudad, ang barangay, mas marami pong tulong ang makukuha ng aming mga kababayan. So halimbawa po, ang best barangay o private NGOs sa aming probinsya, best in reforestation, makakatanggap po ng 75,000. Sa riverbank, lakeside production, mangrove and beach forest, urban greening. So mamimili po kami kada taon kung sino ang mga best barangay, best municipality, tas may mga financial incentives. Next. Ito po, latest addition po namin, the launch of the Nutri-Green program. Sa tulong po ng DepEd, na-realize po namin ang programang ito. Next. Kasali po dito sa programang ito ang free feeding and deworming for 72 days. Ito po, alam ko po sa mga probinsya na ang mga lote po na mga high school, elementary school at college ay marami pong mga idle land, lalong-lalo na po sa mga upland barangays. Ang gusto po namin mangyari dito ay magtanim po sila kahit 1 hektarya lang po ng lupa ng mga puno, galing po sa amin ng mga seedling, mag-develop po sila ng mga mga forest park sa kanilang mga paaralan, ay magbibigay po ng incentive ang provincial government of the province of Camarines Sur. Magbibigay po kami ng free feeding and deworming para po sa lahat ng estudyante sa mga eskwelahan na may forest park for 72 days. Next. Basura, gamit at iba pa. Ito rin po, kasali po sa El Verde program. Ang bawat estudyante po na mag-recycle, magbigay po sa amin ng plastic bottles, paper bags, ay bibigyan po namin sila ng mga libreng pencil, libreng notebook, libreng libro at iba pa. So 2 birds, 1 stone po to. Nalilinisan po ang ating kapaligiran at nakakatulong po tayo sa mga estudyante. Next. School tree parks. Ito po yung sinabi ko. Ang goal po namin, vision po namin sa Camarines Sur ay magkaroon ng isang forest park per school. Almost 800,000 po ang paaralan sa probinsya po namin. 2 million po ang population. So sa tingin ko naman po, pag magtulungan ng lahat, kayang-kaya po namin mas achieve ito. Next. Ito po ang mga partner ng El Verde Movement ngayong panahon. Next. Highlights. Yan po ang aking ama. Nung siya po ang gobernador, naka-break po sila ng mga Guinness Book of World Record. Ang una pong record na na-break po nila ay planting 64 trees in just 15 minutes in the municipality of Siruma. Ang tinalo po namin ay ang India, 52,000 trees. Ang natanim nila, kami 64,000. So binisita po kami ng Guinness Book of World Record, binigyan po ng plaque of appreciation ang aking ama. Next. Ito po, provincial ordinance na ginawa po namin. We declared on February 23, 2011 ay maging Camsur El Verde Day. Ang nangyayari po dito ay massive tree planting po sa araw na ito. Walang pasok po ang mga bata. Nagtatanim po sila araw-araw para naman po maalala po nila ang vision ng El Verde Movement. Next. So ito po, sige-sige po ang aming pagpatanim noong April 22 po. During the Earth Day, nagpatanim po kami 300,000 trees in just 1 day sa marami pong mga munisipyo sa aming probinsya. Next. 2011 po, yung El Verde Movement po, nilaunch po namin ang Sagip Ilog Project. Ito po, nagtanim po kami 1.7 million trees along the watershed areas of the Bicol River. Napakaganda po ng Bicol River, 86 barangays po ang dinadaanan niya across the whole province of Camsur. So marami po talagang maraming potential ang Bicol River, lalong-lalo na po paglinisin at pagandahin pa po natin. Next. December 2011, naghanda na naman po kami ng massive tree planting. Ang pagpapahanda po ng massive tree planting ay hindi po basta-basta. Kailangan mo po i-organize ang mga estudyante, mga NGO, mga organisasyon, ang PNP, ang Army. So, nung December kami nagplano, February po, during the first year anniversary of the El Verde Movement, ay nakapagpatanim po kami ng another 250,000 trees. Total na po noon, nung February 2012, ay 5.3 trees. Okay, next. Isa pa pong Guinness Book of World Record na nireceive po ng aking ama, ng dating gobernador na si Gov. El Rey, ay the most number of mangrove pinakamarami pong mangroves na tanim in 15 minutes. Ang natanim po namin sa isang oras. Ang natanim po namin sa Barangay San Rafael, Ragay ay 1 million mangroves. So napakadami po. So kayang-kaya basta mag-organize. Next. April 22, Earth Day, nagtanim pa po kami 600,000 trees in 1 day. June 2012, nag-celebrate po kami ng Environment Month. Nakapagpatanim po muli kami 1.5 million trees. So siguro medyo nakikita natin parang ang dali naman makapagpatanim ng mga puno. Hindi po. It requires massive planning and massive people. So talaga po kami, maaasahan po ninyo na sa Provincial Government of Camarines Sur, grabe po ang support ng LGU, ng gobyerno provincial, kaya po namin na-achieve ang mga ganitong accomplishment. Next. So ito po ang mga mapa kung nasaan ang mga nakatanim na puno. Soon po sa CAMSUR website, magkakaroon na po kami ng geotagging. Yan po yung kunwari sa Facebook. Magpo-post ka ng picture, itatag mo kung nasan ka, nasa SMX, lalabas. Ito po, ang plano po namin dito in the future, magkaroon ng geotagging ang bawat puno. Ang bawat puno ay may sariling tag. At doon pwede mo pong hanapin sa Google Map. Next. So ngayon po, as of December 31, sa term pa po ito ng aking ama, ang napagpatanim po niya ay 12 million trees. So talaga pong na-realize ang kanyang vision. Okay, next. In terms of tree planting, ito po establishment of marine protected areas and fish sanctuaries, lalong-lalo na po sa mga coastal municipalities sa aming pong probinsya. Ang coastal municipalities po sa probinsya ng Camarines Sur ay halos 30 to 40%. So marami po talaga mga barangay na kailangan ng tulong. Next. Nag-establish po kami ng marine protected areas and fish sanctuaries. Yan po ang mga lugar, number of barangays at number of hectares. Next. Nag-establish din po kami ng Ocean Nursery in Caramoan. 300 giant clam, 200 giant clam, napakalaking tulong para po sa mga taga-Caramoan. Next. Nag-establish kami ng reseeding and restocking ng abalone. Ito po, very high in demand, lalong-lalo na po sa Metro Manila at sa ibang bansa, sa China. We are restocking and reseeding. So, malaking tulong po in terms of livelihood sa mga taga-Caramoan. Next. Mangrove rehabilitation. Importante po ang mangrove, lalong-lalo na po sa mga coastal barangay. Bakit po? Ito, mangroves acts as a natural seawall. So pag magkaroon po tayo ng mga tsunami, mga storm surges, ang mangrove po ang magiging first line of defense ng ating mga coastal barangays. Next. Resource-based livelihood naman po, nagkaroon kami ng aquaculture, mud crab fattening. Next. Balloon cage grow-out culture. Next. Seaweed farming and nursery. Next. Ayan po, ito malaking honor po ito para sa aming probinsya. Noong January 2013 po, nasama po kami ang El Verde Movement sa climate change adaptation. Best practices in the Philippines, kasama po ang El Verde Movement. Next. On January 12 po, ito, malaking bagay po ito. Yung United Nations Framework Convention po, binigyan na po kami ng carbon credits. Ibig sabihin po nito, ang bawat puno po na patanim po namin ay acknowledged na po ng UN. May bibigyan po kami ng financial incentive sa bawat punong aming itatanim. So ito po, pwede pong gayahin ng bawat LGU sa Republika ng Pilipinas. Okay, next. On June 30, 2013, ako po nag-take ng aking oath sa pagiging gobernador. At dito nga po, sinabi ko na I will vow that the vision of the province of Camarines Sur will plant 40 million trees by 2020. Kayang-kaya. Next. Sa tulong ninyong lahat, sana. Okay, September 25, 2013, nagkaroon po kami ng Summit on Forest Protection and Environmental Laws Enforcement. Next. Sige-sige pa rin po ang aming pagpapatanim. Ngayon po, ako na po nag-spearhead. Sige-sige po ang aking pagbisita sa mga barangay, upland o coastal. Ako mismo ang nagtatanim. Sarili ko po, masaya po siya at madali lang po talaga. Kung isipin ninyo, 1,000 trees, paano natatanimin ng sobrang dami? Ako po, 20 minutes pa lang po, halos nakapagpatanim na ako ng almost 200 trees. So madali lang po talaga. It's just, didikit mo lang sa lupa, lalong-lalo na mangrove. Very easy to plant at madali po siyang alagaan. So next. So the race is on to save the environment. As of today, 4 months pa lang po nakaupo bilang gobernador ng probinsya po namin, halos 15.3 million trees na po ang aming naitanim. As of November 15 po yan. So sige-sige po ang aming pagpapatanim. Kung gusto niyo po makabisita, samahan po ninyo ako magtanim pa ng mas maraming puno dahil ito po talaga para sa ating kinabukasan. Sa tulong po ng kabataan, sa tulong po ninyo lahat, lahat ito posible. Next. We need you. Maraming salamat at thank you for your attention. Teka, may nag-iPad. Dali mo yung iPad mo. Oh, ngayon, we shall proceed to the question and answer portion. Okay lang?
Alright.
Sa baba. Sige, unahin natin. Ilan sinabi ko? 8? Nakapili na kayo. Sige. Ito muna. Taga Bicol. Pangalan?
Mary Grace.
Mary Grace. Ikaw?
Kathleen po.
Taga saan kayong dalawa?
PUP Santa Mesa.
PUP. Sa mga taga PUP? Mabuhay kayo. Ano yung nakasulat sa iPad mo? Pakis. Ikaw talaga. Habang nagpre-present ako, nakaganon yung iPad niya, tapos gumaganon. Nakaka-distract. O sige, okay lang, dahil maganda ka naman. O sige. O, pakis. O ba? Sino mga taga-PUP? Okay, yung mga kiss na mga taga-PUP. Pag i-kiss ka, may tunog na. Approve. May halong sip-sip. O. Salamat, salamat. O, gusto niyo rin makapunta sa probinsya namin?
Ako gusto ko pong bumalik.
Nakapunta ka na doon?
Taga Bicol po ako.
Taga sain?
Camarines Sur po. Sa Milaor.
Taga Milaor, kababayan ko po ito. So sigurado, bibigyan ko kayong dalawa ng round trip to Camarines Sur. May lipstick na ako. Sige. Saan si Kat? Ayun si Kat. Yung nakaputi. Puntahan mo. Okay, sino na yung question and answer? 8.
8 pa po. 8 pa?
Ayaw mo? 5 na lang daw.
Ang dami. Wait. Kids, behave. Baba po muna tayo sa stage. At
Okay.
pinagkakagulan po natin
Sino
si
una?
Dominic.
Sige, pila. Galingan nyo. Round trip ticket to the province of Kamsur. Pwede kayong mag-wakeboarding sa CWC o pwede kayo mag-island hopping sa Karamoan. Una. Pangalan?
Jerome Ignacio.
Taga saan?
St. Michael's College of Laguna.
Taga Laguna. Okay, Jerome. Magkano ang binibigay namin na financial incentive sa bawat puno sa probinsya ng Kamsur? Sige.
75,000 pesos.
Taga saan ka?
PUP.
Sa bawat tao, sa bawat puno.
3 pesos.
Tama ba? Tama. 3 pesos po ang binibigay namin sa bawat puno na itanim sa aming probinsya. Thank you. Sige, asan si Kat? Kat? Ayun si Kat. Kukunin niya pangalan mo at contact details. Kailan mo gusto pumunta sa amin?
Kung kailan free.
Kailan free? Sige. Susunod. Ito naman. Magkano ang sa aming financial incentive sa best barangay na magkaroon ng reforestation?
75,000 po. 75,000.
Tama ba? Mali. Tama. Sige.
Bakit?
Ikaw naman, pangalan?
Cristel po.
Cristel, kailan mo gusto pumunta sa amin?
Kahit kailan po.
Sige, punta ka Valentine's Day, Biro lang. Sige, Cristel, doon ka kay Kat, susulat namin. I-text mo siya, ikaw na mag-book ng ticket mo. Tapos kami magbabayad, siyempre. Okay, next. Parang masyadong madali kung raise your hand, Siguro Pila. Pila siguro, Sige. Okay. Pangalan?
Karen po.
Karen, taga-anong paaralan ka?
PUP po.
PUP, okay. Karen, anong year namin in-establish ang El Verde Movement? Karen! Ano, sino ba? Ha? O, sige, lalaki naman daw. Teka, bago mo sagutin, ano pangalan mo?
Duday po.
Pangalan?
RJ.
Juday, taga anong paaralan ka?
PUP Santa Mesa.
PUP. O, sige. Anong year naman in-establish ang El Verde Movement?
It's February 23, 2011.
Ah. O, sige. Juday, see you in Camsur soon. Okay. That. O, ilan na lang? Ilan na lang? 5 na lang. Okay. Teka, anong school ka? PUP, ikaw.
Santa Catalina College, Negosyo.
Sige, susubukan natin. Sino mga taga Santa Catalina? Marami rin pala. Okay. Pangalan?
Kayselin Ke.
Ilan? Ano pangalan?
Kayselin.
Kayselin. Ilan ng puno as of November 15 ang aming naipatanim?
15,348,632.
Sige, walang kodigo.
16 million. Estimated.
Sige. Hindi. Exact. St. Michael. Exact, ha?
15,348,622.
Mali? Oh.
15,632,000.
Ako po. 15,348,632.
Anong school mo?
PUP po.
Aba, PUP na naman. Sige. Hope to see you soon in Camsur. Ilan na? 4 na lang. Sige, subukan natin mga taga-Arellano. Sino mga taga-Arellano? Ayun. Sige, hirapan natin ng konti. Ilang percent ang coastal barangays sa probinsya ng Camarines Sur?
Sinabi yung
May sinabi ba ako?
Sir, pwede change question? Change question.
Masagot. Teka. Sige.
30 to 40%.
Tama. Taga saan school ka? La Consolacion. Sige. Okay. Aureliano, second chance. Sige, Aureliano, para well-diversified ang ating mga representative. Sige. Ilan na ang scholars ng gobyerno probinsyal ng Camarines Sur?
4,344!
Tama ba? Tama. Sige, ilan na lang?
Tama ako, sir.
2 na lang, tama ka. Okay, dito tayo lahat sa gitna. Okay. Ang dami Sige, hirapan natin. Ito, wala sa presentation ko, pero kung sino makasagot, kasama siya. Ilan ang munisipyo sa probinsya ng Camarines Sur? Ano? 27. Mahirap.
150.
Wala. Sige, ibahin natin ang tanong. Tingnan natin kung nakinig kayo kanina. Ano ang ginagawa namin at saan na munisipyo kami nag-re-receive ng Abalon?
San Rafael.
Ale?
Karamoan po.
Tama ba? Taga saan ka?
From TUP Manila.
Ba't puro taga PUP ang makakasama ko doon TUP. Sino mga kaklase mo dyan? Mabuhay kayo. Maraming salamat. Ano pangalan mo?
PJ.
PJ. See you soon there. Okay, ilan na lang? Oh, sige, isa na lang. Hirapan natin. Ilang puno ang aming pinatanim noong World Earth Day? Aba?
600,000.
Tama ba yun?
600,000 trees.
Ba? Taga anong school ka?
St. Michael's College of Laguna.
Maraming salamat. O mga nandito sa stage. Papunta ka doon. O mga nandito sa stage. Sige, dito kayo sa stage. Mga umakyat sa stage, mga sinamahan ako, lahat kayo, lilibre ko sa Republic Wake Park sa Laguna. Picture na lang.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. O bago ang picture taking, we'll give other participants a chance to ask question to Governor Migs, Gov.
To Miss
And of-
Bianca Gonzalez.
And of course, we'd like to invite Miss Bianca Gonzalez.
And Mayor Pai Alvarez.
Miss Bianca?
Paging Miss Mayor Pai Alvarez. All right, guys, it's time for you guys to ask our ambassadors. All right, let's start. Habang inaantay si Mayor Pai.
Can we
Go.
open the lights? Okay.
All right, first question, Ate Pebbles. From what school? From UP. Oh, hello. From UP Diliman. My schoolmates. Hello, what's your name?
May.
Miss May, your question is for...
Mayor Pai.
She's not around yet. Miss Mayor Pai. are
She's
you
on
around?
her way.
She's on her way.
Oo. So,
Alright, reserve muna natin yung question mo
oo,
for Mayor
stop
Pai.
over muna. Anybody has a question?
Question?
We have there at the back, Jules.
Sige, ganito na lang siguro. Lahat ng gusto mag-ask, line up na lang dito.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start. Your school and your name. And para kanino?
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon to everyone. I am John Yumeryanga, and I am from Tarlac State University. And my question is for Miss Bianca. Hello, Miss Bianca.
Hi.
Magandang hapon po.
Hi, good afternoon.
Being ambassadress, gusto ko lang tanungin, ma'am, how are we able to invite and persuade those passive people na makilahok sa atin? Because hindi naman natin mapipilit lahat or hindi naman natin ma-expect na lahat ay active sa pangangalaga sa ating kalikasan. So how are we able to do that?
What's your name again?
John Yumer. Yumer po.
John.
Yeah.
John. Hi, John. One, very simple. Start with your closest circle. So, family nyo, friends nyo. Kasi I'd like to think na yung family nyo and close friends nyo are like you. Ibig sabihin, they care. So, from there, big deal na yun eh. Kasi ikaw, siguro you can influence 5, 10 people. Or in your school, hundreds of people. So yun, one is start with your close circle. 2 is social media. Sobrang effective tool ngayon to reach even the farthest places. So yung Facebook account nyo, Twitter account nyo. And I mean really, with seeing the news day in, day out of the footage of what happened with Yolanda, parang it's hard not to care. So medyo walang puso na talaga yung hindi magkikare. I think you have to make them understand lang na it's in the littlest things they can make a big difference.
So basically, ma'am, media has a greater part on it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Alright,
you.
thank you, Miss Bianca. And that
Okay,
question was from
another-
Tarlac State University.
Another
Next question.
Good afternoon. I'm Daryl from
from the Technological University of the Philippines, Manila. So my question is for Governor Villafuerte. My question is, as a newcomer in politics, how can you introduce your projects to other LGUs, and how can you persuade them to commit what you have done and also do what you have done?
Maraming salamat. What's your name again? Sorry?
Daryl.
Daryl, thank you for your question. Nung ako po nabigyan ng pagkakataon na maging gobernador, sinigurado ko po na ang El Verde program ay sa akin po talagang ipapagpatuloy. Yung ginawa po ng aking ama na financial incentives to best barangays and best municipalities sa aming probinsya ay siguro pwede rin po i-adapt on a national level, hindi lang po on an LGU level. So ito po, siguro pwede po namin kausapin si Secretary of the ENR, si Secretary Lucille. Siguro, pwede natin gamitin ang platform ng El Verde Movement, ang aming financial incentives para sa mga LGU, na pwede na rin pong gamitin sa iba't ibang mga municipalities, mga barangays and cities in the Republic of the Philippines.
Sige, thank you po.
Thank you, Daryl.
Thank you, Gov. All right, our next question is from UP Diliman, and this question is for Mayor Pai.
Hello.
Hi, Mayor Pai.
Hi.
I have two questions actually. My first question is, when are you planning to implement the plans for the resort community? Then the second one is, because from what you have told us with the commercial, we expect na meron tayong commercial spaces na mapupunta dun sa resort. Of course, there are beautiful white sand beaches. Pero alam rin natin na hindi lang naman sa LGU mapupunta yun. Pero syempre, meron rin tayong mga private companies na mag-handle rin or makikisama or sponsors, ganun. Paano po natin or ano yung guidelines natin para ma-maintain yung cleanliness and make sure na wala tayong magiging waste or makikip yung paglaban natin sa climate change?
Okay, what was your name?
May.
May, thank you for asking those questions. To answer your first question, kung kailan magsa-start yung GK Resort Community Initiative namin sa San Vicente, we've actually started already with our first community. That's 100 homes, and we plan to finish that within a year and a half. We just did our model homes now, and if you get the chance to visit San Vicente in the future, you will definitely see more resort communities all around the barangays kasi yun talaga yung kailangan. Yung second question mo was, how do we maintain it, diba? Actually, just to correct, the LGUs will not be gaining any revenues from the resort community. The resort community is a partnership that the LGU has with Gawad Kalinga and the beneficiaries. So those are the locals that will be living there. All the revenue will be going back to the community, and it's going to be shared through all the families. So parang they're also gonna get their own source of income.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor Pai.
Jules, because we are running out of time, we will only entertain 2 questions.
Our next question is for Governor Migs from PUP.
Hello, sir. My question is, I don't know, your province have embarked a lot on tree planting and some on aquaculture. Well, we all know that environmental sustainability does not only lie within these two. My question is, are there any moves from your government on the part of the people of Camarines Sur, like waste management or the more responsible population of your province in terms of taking care of those planted trees and aquaculture that you have embarked in your government?
Thank you for your question. Actually, 4 months pa lang po ako nakaupo bilang gobernador. At nung nakaraang Setyembre po, ay nagkaroon kami ng massive coastal cleanups in 86 coastal barangays sa aming probinsya. So doon pa lang po, nagsimula na po kami. Sa El Verde Movement po, nandun po yung recycle, and we will give you books, notebooks, and pencils. So yun po yun sa school level. On a province level, lagi ko pong kausap ang aming provincial director, ang Army, na makapagtulungan sa paglilinis ng aming mga kapaligiran sa probinsya po ng Camarines Sur. Naghigpit po kami sa Sagip Kalikasan ng aming LGU initiative sa pagbabantay ng mga illegal logging sa aming probinsya. So at habang pong idle po sila, sinisigurado ko po na they encourage cleaning ups in our province. Lalong-lalo na po in the barangay level, yun nga po, nagkaroon kami ng 86 barangays coastal cleanups. Ito po ay parang National Cleanup Day po ito nung nakaraang September. So, simula po lang po ito. Marami pa po kaming gagawin sa aming probinsya. And if you have suggestions, maybe I can talk to you on how to have better cleanup movements. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Governor. We'll take the 2 questions.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, our next question is for Miss Bianca Gonzalez from a student from TIP Manila.
And then the other question is?
For Governor Migs, again from UV Diliman.
So, good afternoon, Miss Bianca.
Hi.
One of the distinctive characteristics of being a youth is that we are idealistic. And my question is there a youth organization focused on the greeneration of our country?
Is there, Lucille? Siyempre, hindi ko alam. I'm being very honest, but that's a great idea to work with. Hold on, Sorry. Sorry, we'll call Secretary. If you would be, actually, it's hard kasi before setting up anything like that, you'd want to make sure na may sasali. So if there is overwhelming feedback from this room alone na gusto niyo sumali, then we can definitely put something together.
We have several already, but this is the only organization in the youth that is really focused on climate change. Issues of climate change is no longer just about the environment. It also involves about health, agriculture. It's cross-sectoral. So this youth empowerment goes beyond just environment. It's also about education as well. So I'm really, really just so ecstatic that these 3 very substantive gentlemen and ladies are generous in their time to help us. Kaya ayoko na umakyat doon dahil baka wala lang. Basta that's it. Greeneration and youth. And again, I'll take this opportunity to thank Bianca, Migs, and Pai for being here today.
Thank you, Sec.
Thank you po. All right, our last question, Ate Pebbles, is for Governor Migs from UP Diliman.
Di ba po dun sa El Verde, yung parang may scholarship pag nag-plant ng trees. Pero parang bakit kailangan may kapalit pa yung scholarship? Parang ba't kailangan mag-plant pa ng trees para magka-scholarship? May funds naman pala para magbigay ng scholarship.
Ang gusto po namin, hindi lang, ako po, I believe na spoon feeding is wrong. If you give a student 100%, 50% scholarship, baka hindi po siya mag-aral ng mabuti. Mas maganda na rin po yung 2 birds, 1 stone, na bibigyan mo siya ng scholarship, makakatulong ka sa pamilya niya, sa kinabukasan ng bata, and at the same time, we are doing our part in saving our environment. Climate change po, totoo po to. Bagyong Yolanda, marami pa pong papunta. So kailangan po, we must act.
And ayun po,
Sorry, can I add? I have nothing to do with El Verde, but I would assume na if I was given a scholarship, it would be my honor to help plant trees and to be given a chance to do so. Yeah,
Hindi po.
so, yeah.
What if incapable yung bata and then hindi siya qualified kasi hindi siya makapag-plant ng tree, ganon?
Actually, in China, this is a law in China that every graduating student in China must plant 3 trees. Ano po yan? Batas po nila yan. So siguro naman, makahingi lang po ng konting itatanim, bigyan ng scholarship, okay na po yan na compensation. And tama po yung sinabi ni Bianca na sana po ang kabataan ngayon is very willing to help in terms of helping our environment. Dahil po, talaga pong totoo ang mga problema ng ating nararanasan today.
Pero hindi lang naman po planting trees yung diba, yung way para maka-help. Paano nga kung incapable,
Okay,
ganon?
here. What was your name?
Nina po.
Nina, that's a really good question, di ba? Paano nga naman kung hindi ka makakapagtanim ng puno? Kung wala ka sa capacity mo ang pagtatanim. But when you look at it like that and then you ask for scholarship, there are a lot of other outlets for any student to get scholarship. It's just when we talk about the example of Governor Migs, maganda po na with the cause, incentivize din. Kasi we want to also repay those students who are volunteering their hard work and effort and what they're doing with tree planting, kasi hindi naman madali magtanim ng puno, di ba? With scholarships. Tama yan, no? So they get the scholarships after they help you replant. Is that correct? Okay.
We also ang incentive lang po yon, ang diniscuss ko lang po ay para sa El Verde program. We also have the provincial government scholarship program wherein yung mga incapable students po na hindi pwede magtanim, pwede po sila mag-take ng test. So yun yung compensation. So lahat po may compensation.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much
Thank
to our
you.
ambassadors. Before we let you go, we'd like to call on Secretary Lucille Sering for a very quick photo opportunity. Again, let's give our ambassadors a big round of applause. Thank you very much for taking the time to be with us and sharing your knowledge on climate change and your experiences on climate change.
Yan, marami ba kayong natutunan sa mga ambassadors natin? Ayan, so syempre para hindi lang tayong natututo tungkol sa mga sinabi nila, don't forget na i-tweet nyo yung mga important na mga quotes na sinabi nila, and also use the hashtag. Ano yung hashtag natin? May gumagamit pa ng hashtag natin?
Okay pa ba tayo? Okay pa po? Okay pa, itaas nga ang left hand kung okay pa? Okay. Dahil ang susunod nating presenter, we are very honored to have her with us today because she is a very renowned journalist.
Yes. Sobrang sikat siya. Naging part siya ng CNN before.
Yes.
And she also became the head of the News and Current Affairs of ABS-CBN.
One of the biggest network, of course, other than GMA. We also have GMA earlier.
And now, sobrang groundbreaking ng inihead niya ngayon. Kasi lalo na habang sumisikat ang social media, na halos lahat tayo may access sa social media, naging access to na ngayon, naging avenue to para mag-propagate ng responsible journalism. Kilala niyo na ba siya?
So, handa na po ba tayo? Handa na po ba? In its commitment to enhance disaster preparedness and build climate change resilience of local government units and local communities, the Climate Change Commission and Rappler, one of the country's leading social news network, have partnered in developing a climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction information platform that will use social media technology and crowdsourcing.
So ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Miss Maria Reza, CEO and Executive Director of Rappler, to present Project Agos.
Thank you. Bakit? Sino? Si Migs. Migs talaga, oh. Thank you. Thank you so much for asking me to speak to you today and tell you about what you can do. It is a lot of you here, and I just want to tell you that just the people in this room alone can make a huge difference. And I want to show you how. Ilang kayong merong Facebook page? Who has a Facebook page? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you have a Facebook page. Meron bang walang Facebook page? Meron bang ano? Okay. And Twitter. Raise your hand if you have a Twitter account. Okay, excellent. You know, in our country, 94%, at least 94% of Filipinos on the internet are on Facebook. So Facebook is massive. Sorry, I feel I really want your attention for just a period of time. Because the new bayanihan, your bayanihan, There's a new technical term for it. It's called crowdsourcing. And with the internet and with social media, for your generation, that's crowdsourcing, bayanihan. So let me start with this. Let me just tell you about Rappler, and then let me tell you about the technological things you can do and how we can use them for climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction. Let's go. Let's go to the first part. Rappler is just two words. It's a made-up word. Diba? How do you create something when it seems like everything is there already? And your generation will actually be able to do things that the people before you could not. Why? Because you're going to be working for people who know less than you do about social media. And social media is going to be a major it's a major disruptor for every single industry that we live in, that we're working with today. So let's look at, we decided we're just going to make up a word. That's what Rappler is. 2 years ago, it didn't exist. Rappler comes from the root words rap, to talk, plus ripple, to make waves. And it's just three things that come up. The first circle is something I've done since I think before you were born. I've been a journalist for almost 30 years now, and it's professional journalism. The second part, let's go to the second, is technology. Technology is changing your world, and if you haven't thought about it yet, you should, because the career you choose, the way you do anything, the way you stay in touch with your family, whether it's Skype or Facebook or your cell phone, is going to be affected by technology. And then the last circle is something that's really new. It's the wisdom of crowds is one way of saying it. Crowdsourcing is another. And this smack in the middle is where Rappler stands. So content creation, journalism. Let's go click one more. And it's these 4 ideas. Think about the 4 ideas and how you can use them. The first is content creation, the journalism, amplified by social media. If you notice, Rappler doesn't exist in the real world. Actually, if you found us on your Facebook feed. So social media amplification, social media crowdsources, which is our new form of bayanihan. How do you get the wisdom of crowds together? How do you get people working together to do something one person couldn't do? And then that crowdsourcing, when all of us do it together, it becomes the last part, the fourth part, big data. If you haven't yet heard of big data, I want to explain it to you a little bit because, again, it will change our world. And the sooner you learn about it, the more creative you can be about whatever career you choose or how you create new things as you get older. Social media leads to crowdsourcing. Crowdsourcing leads to big data. Let me show you that on Rappler. Next slide. So Rappler, this is the front page of Rappler on the Monday after Yolanda hit, November 11th. Friday, November 8th is when Yolanda hit, right? And you can see there's a mood meter with 8 emotions. You click how you feel, and then that goes somewhere else, and I'll show you what that means. But why November 11th? Because it's the first time we really saw the scope of the damage in Yolanda. Let's click one more. After you vote on the mood meter, and every story on Rappler has a mood meter, you click how you feel, and then it goes to something we call the mood navigator. This is something we call our user engagement model. It's a patented thing, and it leads to this up on top. That's the mood navigator, right? That's a mood navigator for one of the last days in May. This was during the Surrendra blast, and you can see what it does is it takes every single vote that's been placed in every mood meter, and it gives you in a 24-hour period, the mood of the day. On the day after the Surrendra blast, the Saturday after, the mood was sad. And you can see that story, the blast in Surrendra, is the one in the center. It's the yellow circle. Yellow is afraid, and gray is sad, right? So that's one. But then what happens with all that data? When you vote on the mood meter, it becomes data. And when all of us vote together, it creates insight. Go down to the bottom. That's the month of May in moods. Those are your votes. And those votes show us that here at the bottom is the day, and then up on top are the moods, right? So it shows you that Pinoys were happy most of the time in May. Let's look at election day. It's the reason I chose May. On election day, Filipinos were very happy leading up to election day, but on election day, we became very angry. We became angry because of the slow pace of votes, the vote results coming in, right? So that's on May 13th. And then look further down when the winners were announced for the Senate, we were very, very happy. That's the big spike of green. And then let's go to the end of May. Something happened at the end of May that made Pinoys angry, red, and annoyed, purple. Do you remember what happened at the end of May after elections? That thing at the end, that's right there. On that day, that was the day the story of Vice Ganda and Jessica Soho came out, and people were really angry. So you get an idea. Once that crowdsourced vote on the mood meter is aggregated into the mood navigator, you can then show the movement of moods and the events that made our society feel the way they did. What else can you do with it? Let's go to the next slide. This is big data. You're on social media. The actions you take becomes part of big data. More than 10 million photos are uploaded every hour. In the hours that you've spent here, tens of millions of photos have already been uploaded. And we click a like button or leave a comment nearly 3 billion times per day. Let's look at YouTube. YouTube has 800 million monthly users, and they upload over an hour of video every second. So the seconds that I speak, every second, you have an hour of video. It's impossible to go through all of this. That's why we're calling it big data. And then the last part, Twitter. What does Twitter look like? This is the growth. The number of tweets grows around 200% a year, and by last year, by 2012, it exceeded 400 million tweets a day. So pag nagtitweet kayo, yun, you're joining that 400 million tweets. What can you do with this big data? This is what got me excited, that we can apply this in different ways. Let's look at what was done in 2012. Next slide. This is something that was done by the UN, OCHA. OCHA working with the Digital Humanitarian Network, which is a purely volunteer organization, and working with every Filipino who tweeted during Pablo PH. Do you remember in December of 2012, the worst typhoon around the world hit the Philippines in 2012. It was also a Category 5 storm, and there were all these tweets. People tweeted. And what this group did, what we all did, is we used a unified hashtag, and then that unified hashtag, the UN said, why don't we take all of that and have volunteers analyze it, which we did. Digital Humanitarian Network was something that was put together by a man named Patrick Meyer. And look what they did. They took every tweet from the Philippines, and they not only geotagged it, so you figured out where it was, they categorized it, and then they mapped it. So it looks like this. Let's look at the next slide. More than 20,000 tweets mapped in 12 hours. While Pinoys were sleeping, people in Europe, New York, in Doha were mapping for us. So what happened in 2013? Here's what happened in 2013. Next slide. That's what Yolanda looks like from outer space. Hakatakot, di ba? Dun lang, di ba? So when we were looking at this, Move PH, which is working with Zach Yuson, by that point, we were already working with Patrick Meyer and the Digital Humanitarian. And we were preparing a global digital humanitarian effort. And what we said is, let's work together. So we were putting together things here in the Philippines, in Doha, in France, in Germany, in London. There were lots of volunteers working for free to help us before the storm even hit. Let's look at what it looked like on the ground. These are some of the worst pictures of what happened. And you knew it was going to be bad because, again, I've been a journalist longer than you've been born, longer than you've been living, but I have never been out of touch with any large swath of land, of cities and towns, for more than a few hours. It was more than 24 hours where we knew nothing from that area that was affected. And when the first pictures started coming out on Saturday morning, it was devastating. And for us in Rappler, it was very difficult because I sent a team of 2 people. Let's go to the next slide. Paterno Esmaquel and Franz Lopez. Paterno is a reporter. Franz was his cameraman. We sent them, and Thursday night before, so Yolanda hit 8:30 in the morning on Friday morning. Thursday at 11:30 p.m., we were still in touch with them, and we knew that they were okay, they were doing stories. But when Yolanda hit at 8:30, we didn't hear from them at all. Nothing. And it meant if you're the manager of a person you didn't hear from, you go crazy. And I started thinking, okay, what are we gonna do? Our managers started coming together. Well, how bad is it? We knew it was bad because of the lack of information, because of the lack. No one knew. Imagine, go back, by Typhoon Pablo, which was the worst in 2012, within 3 hours or so, we had helicopter video of the most affected areas. By 24 hours, there was still no word from this whole large area that was affected. And we had no word from Paterno and Franz. By early Saturday morning, we started looking at options. We sent in one of our guys with DSWD and with the C-130 that landed on the ground. What he told us was devastating because he was devastated. He said that they couldn't even get out of the airport. The roads were so broken. There were hundreds of bodies on the road. He described something that looked like hell. And there I was, still worried about our team. You know where they went? I forgot to tell you that part. They went near the area where the Yolanda first hit land. They went to Borongan, which is right near Giwan. Right? So they were there. Rupert Ambil, who goes in for Rappler Saturday morning, describes fear, the stench of death, anarchy. And by Sunday, we were already trying to figure out how are we going to find these guys. By land, we didn't know the state of the road. We didn't know whether security would allow us to bring people in. By ship, it would take more than 36 hours to actually get them, to try to find them, and we didn't know where they were. By helicopter, I started making calls to helicopters, and we set it up so a chopper would come in to Borongan, except we couldn't reach them to tell them a chopper was going to come in to pick them up. By Sunday, we knew. GMA 7 told us, huy, nakita na namin sila. Ay, salamat, buhay sila. Diba? So they're alive. But we didn't hear from these 2 up until Tuesday morning. And by Sunday, we had a chopper ready to go pick them up, but we couldn't contact them. Our experience is nothing compared to what the people in Tacloban and in Giwan lived through. But it's only a fraction of what you feel when disaster strikes. By the time we found them, Tuesday, finally, we sent their photos, these pictures. Cute sila di ba? We sent them to everyone, the police, DSWD, the military, but it was very disorganized. Finally, telcos. They opened a signal, and we were able to reach them. And they were taking a Roro, and they were taking a bus back to Manila. So we saw them on Wednesday. By Wednesday, when I saw them come into the office, I didn't know whether I was going to choke them or hug them. Kasi grabe, di ba? I want to show you the first video they came back with so you have an idea of the extent. They came back with this video. Let's watch it.
Dito, tiba, dito ligid.
Nawagan ako sa akong mga kamag-anak, akong mga kapatid, akong anak nandoon man sa Manila. Ay, mahukod ba kay Baruhira din Hindi pa alam. Nandito ako ngayon, tatay na ipitan. Bato, malaking bato, hindi alam nga.
Kasi nandun po sa Manila.
Nandun na sa Manila, hindi alam yun nga. Naipit ng iyang tatay.
Anong panawagan niyo po sa asawa po ninyo?
Gusto ko lang ipaalam sa kanya na kahit anong tawag niya sa amin, hindi niya kami makontak kami ng mga pamilya ko. Kasi wala ngayon, hindi ko po alam kung kailan magkakasignal at saka wala na kami mga cellphone. Wala na kami makontak, matawagan.
Gusto kong manawagan kay presidente na makarating talaga itong istorya dito sa kanya. Alam ko na hindi lang ito ang tinamaan. Yan talaga ang ko. Panalangin na makarating sa kanya. Dahil gusto kong matulungan ang mga kapatid ko, kawawa sila.
Parang nakaasa na lang po kami sa mga taong tutulong talaga sa amin. Yung mga taong may malasakit, yung mga taong may awa sa amin. Doon na lang po talaga kami aasa sa tulong nila.
They edited this on the bus and pinadali nila while they were still on the bus on the way to Manila. When we heard that they were okay, our managing editor, my good friend Glenda Gloria, actually cried. You know, it's hard when you don't know what's happened. And that's not, their family, but it's different. So you have an extent of how difficult that can be. Let me show you what you can do and what you can do with social media. These are some of the things that Rappler is working on. The first is tweets with Crisis Tracker. I want to show you what Crisis Tracker looks like. You know when you tweet something, you think it just goes out there? Let's go to the live Crisis Tracker page. Let's go to the map. Can we go to the map? Okay, can you clear that? So these are all the tweets from Giwan. But the thing with Crisis Tracker is it was created by a guy named Jacob Roxstadius. He was the man who created something called Ushahidi, which was used in Kenya and in Haiti. Now he's working with us in the Philippines. He created this for us. And if you look here, you can see Giwan, but let's go look at another place. Let's look at another marker. Let's look at Tacloban. What it does is it pulls all the tweets that are geotagged to that area. So go, click Tacloban, and that's exactly where it is. Oh, Basi. So these are all the tweets from Basi. Can you give me Tacloban if you can find it? Oh, wala. Kasi wala ngang So that's actually the main problem that we had. So it was everyone around. Let's look at Hernani, the surrounding towns. Go ahead and click another place, Doms. And then you can see it change. This is where my boys were, where our guys were, right? They were in Borongan. That's every tweet. And if you can scroll down that list, you will see every tweet that came from or mentioned Borongan. So your tweet from Manila, we can find you through that. Then there's another part of this crisis tracker that's interesting. Let's go to the stories. Let's look at the stories. When you look at the stories, these bubbles that are there, you can actually see this. You can find this on Rappler, but you can see that if you click one of the bubbles, click a bubble, please. It'll give you every single, go in the middle of the page. Nope, this one. Here, click that one. Yeah. And when you click that, you'll see every single tweet that's related to that tweet. So it makes it very easy to find things, right? You can pull it up on the side. That's Crisis Tracker. That will be mobilized when we hit a storm. So when you tweet, and there are many things you can do with hashtag rescue PH if you need it, right? So these are parts of Project Agos, which is what we launched. So you can see every tweet that's geotagged to that. Let's go to the next slide. There's a lot more, but you can explore this on your own. You can find it on Rappler. Okay, so you have the crisis tracker. This was the crisis map that was done by Patrick along with Move PH. So what Move did is Move was working with DSWD and with you, whoever was tweeting #RescuePH. And we were creating a Google Doc that we shared with Patrick's group. He's in Doha. There was another group in London, and another group in Germany, and another group in France. And what they did, they call themselves digital humanitarians, is they started to map it. They started to collate it. So you can see at a glance, and this is something that was being used by the UN to try to figure out where are the areas that need help. This is what it looked like on the Rappler website. Next slide. On the Rappler website, we were more specific. We wanted people to tweet #RescuePH if you need to be rescued. We've tried it in the last 4 times that we've had weather disturbances, and it works because the first responders, OCD, the PNP, the AFP, they actually take it and they respond. They have their own way and they tell us, and then we can respond right back. But if you're online and the flood happened at SMX or near SMX, take out your cell phone and you can actually put it in yourself and you can vote it up or vote it down. So you have rescue mapping. That's another initiative. Next one. This is called crowdsourcing, right? Our bayanihan. Then we started putting together what do people need. Kasi ang dami, pero iba-iba. GMA7 will write about its efforts. Sagip Kapamilya, ABS-CBN will write about its efforts. The Red Cross will write. What about let's put them all together in one place so that kung gusto mong tumulong, nandito silang lahat. And then we categorized it by city, and it's there. You can catalog the relief needs, and you can also look for where to volunteer if you want to volunteer. Next slide. Crowdsourcing, remember? Bayanihan. We asked the online world to map relief operations and relief needs, and they did. They mapped where things were going. So we were able to actually see the flow of goods or not see the flow of goods. You know, of course, by the 5th day, there were still no real organized way of getting food and water to the victims, right? But the people online bayanihan, ibang klase siya. They were mapping relief operations and relief needs. DSWD was putting it directly into action. DSWD had its own live crowdsourced map with us. It was working. Next slide. Siyempre, walang communications. Yun yung pinakamahirap sa lahat. So we asked people. The telcos will tell you. Smart and Globe said it's on. Our guy was in Tacloban, hindi naman siya on eh. So we asked people to map saan merong signal. And that's what they did, and it worked. Diba? So crowdsourcing again, you can see it at a glance. Next slide. And finally, our team decided, Paterno, he spent 2 days in Manila when they arrived, and then he went back. We decided to go back by land. We brought in an IP satellite van so that you can have broadband over a small group of an area. And we use that to start to ask people to map where the roads are okay para makadaan ng sasakyan and where the infrastructure, where basically does it have electricity. Those are still the key things. And people did. It works. Crowdsourcing is real-time information that it would take weeks before our government infrastructure can get the information to you. But if each of us, on our own, in different parts of the Philippines, work together to do it, we'll see it within 20 minutes. It's amazing, etong bayanihan na to. Next slide. This I love because one of the huge needs was just that. you can't reach the person you love or your friend or your family, right? So you go crazy in Manila or in Hong Kong or in London. So what one of our guys did, he's our data scientist, Russ Shepard, he contacted Google and he said, Google, let's work together to actually make the people finder accessible to the people on the ground. So we got the coding from the back end and we were able to list it and give it to DSWD. It worked with the DSW list. But remember, Facebook has a facial recognition system. And if you're my friend, if you are looking for someone and the person you're looking for is your friend, when you see the picture on my page, it will tell you that that person's been identified. So we asked Facebook to open this up to us, and they did. And they actually sent people to come help code this. So what you see is a search bar on Rappler. These pictures of the people there are the ones in Tacloban who are still trying to reach their family. Zach Yuson, and he's here somewhere, he went with the team and he started taking photos of them and started uploading them onto Facebook. This page sits on Facebook and it's connected to Google Person Finder. So when we find somebody, when somebody says, this is my daughter, both Google Person Finder, the DSWD list, and the Facebook facial recognition kicks in. That's very cool. It's something new technology can do. It's something we can use, and it's also with your help, because all of this is crowdsourced, except for Zach, who really had to go and snap a photo of hundreds of people who are in the hospital or waiting for relief goods on the line. You can see they're still smiling, but they want to reach out, and we can help. Bayanihan. Okay, let me take you to Project Agos itself. This is Project Agos. Let's go to the live site. What is it? It's the first time globally where you have top-down government structure. CCC, Secretary Lucille Sering, working with OCD, with every single top-down structure in government, right? Working with bottom-up civic engagement. Tayo. If all of us get online to help the government, and why should we not help? Kasi naman we're all in this together, we will do something that's never been done globally. And that's exactly what Agos is. On this page, you can just see, you'll see this, it's on Rappler, but at the top, there's 3 links, before, during, and after. You've got to prepare, respond, and recover. Under prepare, the maps, the hazard maps are there. Do you live in an area that's vulnerable? Diba? Do you need to, if you're being evacuated to another place, you can check whether that place is in a vulnerable area. Help yourself, help the government help you. Help your family help you. If your father or your mother doesn't know about the hazard map, tell them about it. Then after that, let's go to the respond. The respond page, go ahead and click. And when you go to the respond page, you'll see whatever the live map is that's being crowdsourced right then. And you can see these are some of it. Let's go back to the slide na lang, Doms. Oh, there you go. Oh, go back. It clicked. He blew it apart. There's the map. And this is where relief operations are ongoing now. This is done in conjunction. This is DSWD mapping it. DSWD is very systematic in this. But you cannot give out aid if security and roads aren't in place. And that's part of the challenge now. So let's go under prepare. You have all of the things you can do, plus the stories that are there. Then during the disaster, you have all of the things I showed you earlier. Bayanihan, the crowdsourced maps, information that we can help. And then the last part is relief, rescue, relief. What are you going to do with it? Okay, let's go back to the slide. Those are things that you can look at. They're things that we've created for you. We're working with Secretary Sering and the Climate Change Commission, all the other national government groups. As you know, as I know, it's not enough what's being done. And everyone in this room is actually a multiplier. If you help, we will get one step closer to helping save lives. That's what it means now. I'm sure you heard we're the third most disaster-prone country in the world. Why is Rappler so interested in this? Because reality is, if we don't help, we will die. It's that simple. We need to work on this now. Metro Manila, where we're standing, the storm surge will hit us here. Metro Manila is the second most disaster-prone city in the world, vulnerable to climate change. So let's go to the next one. This is what I want to end with, right? There's stories in all of this because real people like you and me are affected by what's going on with the climate change around the world. As our team went back to Tacloban, I asked them to do something simple. Not something formal like journalism, but to just keep a blog of what they felt. And that's what this is, The Long Road to Tacloban. I want to just read to you what Paterno S. Maquel, the reporter who was missing for 4 days with Franz Lopez. I want to read to you what he blogged. Because to me, this is what we want Project Agos to do. He said, I took this road 2 days ago on the way back to Manila. I traveled with our cameraman, Franz Lopez, after being stranded in typhoon-hit eastern Samar for 4 days. Because of Yolanda, we had no cell phone signals or internet there. Isolated from the rest of the world, we saw almost nothing but tears, destruction, hunger, and death. Now we're covering Tacloban and surrounding areas. I pray for the grace to help the people we meet. I pray for the strength, intellect, and heart to do justice to their stories. And I pray for stories that inspire and uplift, that bring hope and not only despair. Please pray with us as we make this long journey. I hope we can help you too in any way. Amen. This is Project Agos. It is our collective prayer, and you are a huge part of it. Please join us. Thank you.
All right, guys. We could accommodate 2 questions for Miss Maria Ressa. Do we have any? From the high school
We will
or
be
the college?
entertaining 2 questions for Miss Maria Ressa. Jules, we have one over there.
All right. From PUP. All right, what's your name?
Roxy po.
Hi, Rox.
I would just like to ask if there's Project Agos, I would like to ask, aside from tweeting and posting on Facebook, how could us young people or the younger generation contribute or help in sharing more of Project Agos? And what else can we do?
Thank you for asking. First of all, what you do on Facebook will have tremendous ripples. I actually just got back from a Countering Violent Extremism symposium in Australia, and one post of one man rippled 10 million times. So if you think about all of us in the room together, right? Your friends, along with your friends, along with your friends, if we actually spread that information, we will be able to help save lives. Why? Just like, let's look at what happened in Compostela Valley in 2012. In Compostela Valley, the people were evacuated to an area that was basically a danger zone. But if we knew that, if we were aware of it, we could share that with each other and it would reach the people who were affected. So I guess I'm saying the first thing is, I am not DSWD, nor are you. We're not the AFP. We need them to do their jobs, but I think we can do more, just being us. So without even leaving your room, when a disaster happens, Before a disaster happens, educate yourself. That's the first step. It's actually our knowledge base that's missing. And there are lots of other things in Project Agos you can see. But aside from that, the first step I would do, please help your families. Look at the hazard maps and look at where you live. And find out if where you live is in a hazard area. And when you find that, find where the safest area is. So at the very least, you know that. Local government and national government will be trying to get that information to you, but let's meet them halfway. That's the first. The second thing is all of the rescue operations are listed. And if you want to go beyond just being a digital humanitarian, you can. We need people, all of the different groups need people to repack goods. The SWD asks for tens of thousands of people to pack goods. You have GMA, you have ABS, you have many different private sector groups, the Red Cross, all asking you for volunteers. I'm just saying that crowdsourcing, this online bayanihan, is all about taking just one small step. And that small step can happen while you're sitting in your chair. It's something you can do now. You don't have to be 5 years older. You don't have to be a professional. As a student, you can already help. And so you know, the best work in this type of thing have been done by students. In Haiti, during the earthquake in Haiti, it was Tufts University in the United States that actually did a lot of the work, the volunteer work that helped the Haitians deal with their earthquake. We in the Philippines, we have a very engaged young population. You know, we're so young, 23 years old is our median age. So, off the scale na ako, pero kayo, you're just getting to that median age. So you can do something now, even before you graduate.
All right,
Does that answer?
thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Last
you, ma'am.
two questions.
Ma'am, if you may, we'll get the questions first, and then...
Okay. A question from CSA Makati.
Good afternoon, Ms. Ressa. I'm Danica Cortez from CSA Makati. You were saying a while ago that students have the best. Students have the best of make the best work so far. Would you be open to making some sort of would we say a page for teens or for young adults on Rappler, wherein we'll be the one to be making the stories, we'll be the one gathering the pictures? Would you be open to that sometime in the future?
Absolutely. In fact, you already kind of de facto, there's a section under Move PH. Students are doing great work right now. You don't have to wait to graduate. You don't have to be a professional. This is what our world is today. Your point of view is as important because it's where you are, it's where you live. And other people, it resonates with other guys your age, right? Let me give you an example. There's a Yolanda Bureau that was created by a professor and her students who left Manila to go to Iloilo because they felt that traditional media wasn't covering the areas that were hardest hit, that traditional media was too focused on Tacloban, that there weren't enough looking at these other areas that were also badly hit. So what did they do? They took students, journalism students, and they went there and they created their own bureau, and they're supplying not just Rappler, they're supplying other news groups. So yes, absolutely. Your question about, there's Zach Yuson who runs Move PH, he's in the back, talk to him. We'd love it.
All right, last question, ma'am, from UP Diliman.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Ian from UP Diliman. Ma'am, na-establish naman po natin na sobrang open nga po ng social media as a form of communication. And marami po siyang entry point. Facebook, Twitter, kanya-kanyang mga social media accounts. Pero ma'am, gusto ko lang po itanong sana, paano naman po natin na ma-manage yung pag-feed, pagpasok po ng mga data, information na hindi po nakakatulong, yung disadvantageous po sa condition natin at sa current situation po natin. Meron din po bang mechanism kayo po sa Rappler para i-address po yung ganong issue? And kung may experiences po kayo, might as well share na din po. Salamat.
I'll start micro and then go macro, no? In your networks, so when you see someone on Facebook, and daming trolls di ba? You all remember the guy who was in Channel 7's video, Chris Lau. he wasn't informed, right? During our Social Good Summit 2 years ago, it was the first time he spoke about it, and he was so devastated by how people treated him that he thought about committing suicide. We can be mean on social media, but you know how you stop it? When you see someone being a bully, have the courage to stand up and stop them. It takes one. And if you and your friends see someone treating someone poorly, bullying someone, stand up. That's the first policing. We need to stand up. And ito, what I'm seeing on social media is that our culture is actually changing. You guys are far more vocal on social media than you are in real life sometimes. Our values are being changed because of that, because people say what they think, and that's good to a degree. But when someone is hurting someone else, have the courage to stand up and stop it. That's the first test for us. On a big picture scale, and this is something we do in Rappler, when we're talking big data, there's a lot of bad information that's there, but if you have 100 inputs, right? If you only have 100 inputs, if someone throws 10 bad things in it, it makes your sample bad. But if you have 10 million inputs, even if 200 are bad, it washes out. It's about scaling. You know, the bad things that people put in will be overcome if we scale in a good way. And that's part of why I want to talk to you today. You will determine how useful or how useless social media will be in the Philippines. So far, it's been useful because we're so interconnected with each other. Your generation can do things with this that my generation only dreamed about. But you must have the courage to police it yourself and to actually act on it. We can do things now we couldn't before, and it's both in the micro and in the macro. Learn the technology. Technology can help.
Thank you very much, Ms. Maria Ressa of Rappler. And as she mentioned, it is very important that we get familiarized, we be familiarized with different kinds of the hazards in our communities, and at the same time, we tap technologies and our creativity in identifying these hazards. That's why it is very timely that the Climate Change Commission has partnered with an organization in a competition.
So to launch the Greeneration Maptastic contest, may we call on Mr. Miguel Meñez of the International Organization of Migration Philippines. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
Hello. Hi, good afternoon everyone. Ano, kamusta kayo? Okay pa? Yeah? Are you sure? Yeah? Okay. All right. So again, my name is Miguel Meñez from the International Organization for Migration. And I'd like to tell you about the Greeneration and Maptastic Creative Mapping Contest that will be starting in partnership with the CCC before the end of the year. But before that, I want to talk about one of my childhood idols. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, so, does this image remind you of anyone? Kilala niyo ba to? Sino? Sino siya? Captain America? Hindi, no. Ano? Captain Planet, yeah, exactly. So may mga ka-age pala ako dito. So this is Captain Planet, and next slide. The people next to him, do you remember what they're called? The Planeteers. Oh, tama. Okay, so the Planeteers. So together, they fought against people who tried to ruin the environment. Tapos si Captain Planet, actually medyo mahina siya kasi konting pollution lang or trash, nangihina na siya. But I really enjoyed watching this show when I was young. I remember at the end of every episode, meron silang small segment where they would show you practical things that you could do in your own life to reduce your impact on the environment. So an example of that is using sponges instead of paper towels to dry things off, or repairing your clothes instead of using them. So from Captain Planet and his friends, I learned a lot of things, like, next slide. I know about recycling. Next slide. Conservation. And next slide. And other ideas on environmental protection. It was probably the first time that I encountered these ideas when I was young. So even better, I learned that I don't need superpowers to make changes in my life for the better of the environment. What I do need, though, is education. I need to know about things like climate change, global warming, and other issues. So that's the idea that the Greeneration and Maptastic Creative Mapping Contest builds on. Next slide, please. That education is important, because how are we going to change our behavior if we don't know about these things? So next slide. The contest will invite groups of high school students. May mga high school student ba dito? I know a lot of you are from college. Meron ba? Raise your hand. I just want to see how many. Okay. Oh, yun. All of them? Oh, so marami rin. Okay. And we will ask them to make creative maps of their barangays. Next slide, please. So we want you to tell us about the cool things that you can find in your communities, and more importantly, the parts of your community that might be affected by climate change hazards. So aside from having you make a nice map of your community, we'll have you also write an essay telling us about yung vulnerabilities ng communities, yung strengths, and if your community is already doing something on climate change mitigation or adaptation. Tas kung wala, you yourselves can suggest to us what your community can do to act. So why is this useful? First, by going through the actual mapping process, the students are exposed to ideas of climate change and other climate change issues. And second, the map that you create can be used as an awareness tool by your community. So you could hang it up in school or around your barangay to help expose people to these ideas. Next slide. So we'll be partnering with teachers and cooperating with LGU officials to help us with the competition. We're going to be coursing the information through your schools, through high schools, as well as some educational materials so that you'd be more informed about the issue. And we'll be coordinating with mga LGU official to help validate the maps, to help verify that everything that's there is true. And once this is done, next slide, a panel of judges will select the best map based on accuracy, creativeness, and relevance. And of course, the winners will receive a special prize. Next slide. So that's the contest in a nutshell. We look forward to seeing some really creative maps, some really good submissions. So just stay tuned. We'll be starting the contest through schools by the end of the year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Menyes. Information will be posted at the website and social media accounts of the Climate Change Commission.
And at this point, we will be entertained by talented performers from the Youth for Environment and Schools Organization, or YESO, of the Infant Jesus Montessori Center, Dasmariñas, Cavite. Let's give them a warm round of applause. So while we're waiting again, Greeneration 2013 is presented to us by the Climate Change Commission in cooperation with the Commission on Higher Education and the Department of Education with the support from the United Nations Development Program, United States Agency for International Development, GIZ Philippines, Globe Telecom, SM Cares, International Organization for Migration, and Rappler.
Okay pa po ba tayo? Alert pa po ba? Chichay?